Here we go. I'm on here live. Coach can't sleep. Hopefully, a few people will pop in. Just an impromptu deal, man. Been playing around on the computer, changing some settings. As it says, Coach need to talk to the team. So hopefully somebody will pop in here in a second. It's late night. I get it. I can't sleep. It's 10:30. I appreciate it. We already got one in the building. I'm not sure who that one is. Leave a comment right quick. Let me know you can hear me. Everything looks good. Sounds good. I just want to just talk. Bored. Fell asleep a little early. Talk to the Canes. Open up the phone lines. 863. What's up with you, baby? What's going on, man? Giuliano Vergara. I hope I said that correct. Coach. What's going on? Like I said, I'm just chilling, man. Look at y'all, boy. Spot. 863, boy. You had me going at work, man. Hey, Ville, man, I tried to hit you up, dog. Your mama she parking the dirt bike. Hey, Street, man, I tried to hit you up, man. You got me blocked, bro. You got me blocked. I called your phone. That guy say Coach Hayes is not allowed to call this number ever again. I'm just jumping on, man. I'm bored. Like I said, I was in here playing with some settings, just chilling. I want to talk to football fan, Cane fans. A lot going on. But I'm just chilling, man. I got the phone line open. For real, hey, Street, for real, you blocked me, dog. I literally just called you, bro. But dog wouldn't answer the phone. Coach was in a time of need, so I couldn't talk to my homeboy. So I go in and talk to the team. That's right. That's what we call. He got the football building. Coach got the team. I need my team with me right now, man. Coach struggling. I got my HBCU representing my Hampton Pirates right here. I got my Hampton on. Had to change the background to blue, set the mood. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just in here chilling, man. Nothing, just impromptu. It is what it is. But look at how many people popped in already. 43 up in here, man. Look at this. All good. It's on, Coach. What's up, Coach? Jay White, what's up? Hey, we got to talk, Jay White. I told you in that in Footballville Discord, man. Hey, y'all need to go jump on that Discord, man. Y'all go over there and check him out. I think you got to be a member or something to that effect, but go check out Footballville, the member, man. The Discord be loose. So Coach was on there, man. Jay White say he not a subscriber no more to the channel, but he's still on the chat. So that's all it take. I love it, man. Yeah, man. Hey, I told you when I close one eye, they close two, baby. So I put them to sleep. Yeah, I got them processed. I donated them to the they got a program called Hunters for the Hungry. So I always donate the first one to the just for me and calling you. God dang, boy, y'all. I ain't doing it, boy. I can't go in there with the Steve Harvey lineup. No, I ain't doing it, man. The prep room. There you go. What you know about that? We'll call it the prep room. Hold up. Now, is that like the boom boom room or the champagne room? I don't know what that is. But anyway, okay, I'm loving it, Jay. Coach Hayes, I renewed because we all we got. I appreciate it, man. Falcon X, what's up with you, man, with the 305, man? Thank you so much. Like I said, I just popped on here. I was playing with some settings, man. I'm kind of bored. Got a little rest earlier. Took a nap earlier, man. I guess I'm getting older, man. We started taking naps. I couldn't fall asleep, so got up, got me some cane juice. Say the makeup room. Go wild. What's up with you, man? And I'm just hanging out, man. I can open the phone line if y'all want. Let me see here. Pop up the number 321-328-8235. Y'all want to call in. Whatever you want to talk about, man. We could talk about anything from I don't do Bitcoin like my dog, but I do I don't know. We could talk about hunting. We could talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm just in here chilling. I'm kicking it, man, on a Wednesday. Getting ready for this weekend for the crib, man. Super excited. A lot going on. We got our weekend championship recognition, man, for Miami New Orleans Senior High School, the state championship in 20 years. Get a chance to see some of those guys. They'll be honoring us at the game. That'll be the Miami New Orleans versus Killian game. They'll be honoring us at that game as well. So that'd be good, man. We'll be at Ricky's over there, right across from Old Iguanas on Pines from 4 to 7. So if y'all want to come hang out, if you're New Orleans grads, It's not just for that. It's just for people, man. Just come out and hang out, chill, man. Have a good time. We're gonna head over to the game at I think 7, and then do all that good stuff, man. And just hang out, man. Have a good time. And then of course Friday is super exciting. I think Coop, T2Y, myself, Lance Leggett. Hold on, caller. Give me 1 second. I got you. Lance Leggett and so forth. And a couple of more of the YouTuber guys. I think Alex Dono from Locked On Canes. I'll be up at Canesville from 5 to 7. And then I know Street and the guys from Footballville/Caneville is doing an event from 7 to 9 on Friday. So go get those tickets. Go check it out on there. Twitter, Instagram, they have the links. Go buy the tickets or whatever for that. It'll be in Hollywood Circle. I don't know the exact address, but go check that stuff out. And then, of course, the game is on Saturday. We're going to be doing the pregame show from the tailgate from the West 21, Orange 21 lot over there where X and them boys be doing it. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even asking. I'm just crashing the party, man. We finna come in there, but they got a big menu. Y'all go check out that stuff. Everybody coming in from out of town. We have a good time. And then we're gonna do the post game right after. I may do it right from inside the stadium till they kick me out. Who knows? But we'll figure it out, man. Before I get to the call, let me get these donos up and on. Like I said, Falconer X, excuse me. 305 was good. Coach Hayes was good, man. Always appreciate your support and dono. Giuliano got the what is the Glenlivet for the tailgate? I don't know what that is. I remember tailgating is new to me. I've been coaching. We ain't tailgate. We in there trying to coach up. So tailgating is new to me, to be honest, y'all. Like I haven't tailgated. I just started tailgating in the last 2 years.
That's crazy, Coach.
Yeah, for real. Like my first tailgate was when I went back to homecoming. That was like 05. Went that one time. And then, yeah, bro, I think I've been in like 3 tailgates, man, in my whole life. As soon as I got out, then I started coaching. And then let me see, Falcon X305, do you think DVD will play or be in the mix? If he's healthy, I think they'll give him a shot, depending on the level of health. I think they will use him. Again, I'm not sure. This is a must-win game, of course. So I don't know if he's up to it or he's feeling it. They may put him in a little bit to see how he works out, how he's throwing the ball, how he's feeling. Hopefully they can keep him upright, and maybe he will play over more. And then again, Falcon X, what can Jay Brown do for the U? He could deliver first downs on 4th and 1. I know that much, but about that, I don't know what else. They never really gave him a shot, and we've never been in any games where we've had significant ups, except for Bethune and maybe Southern Miss, where we could just put him in there, let him play, and make some mistakes as a rookie, or first time starter. But caller, talk to us, man. What's going on?
What's going on, Coach, man? This go a while, man. What's happening with you, man?
Go a while. Where you been, man? I ain't talked to you in a minute, man.
Man, I've been in the comments, laying low, just listening. I've been upset this season, So I've been. I'm one of them violent kings, so I have to sit back and just hold my tone.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. Glenlivet is Scotch. Yes, now I know. I'm thinking it was something else, but anyway, Scotch. Yes. Okay. All right.
I want to piggyback off that question Falcon RX had. So how much do you think? You say you don't feel as though this is a big game. This is a big game for Mario Regime. You don't think?
Oh no, I said it's a big game. I was saying that this is a must-win game. I was saying I was saying that but you were talking about with TVD playing?
Yeah.
I was just simply saying that if he's out there and he's not 100% or 50%, somewhere in there where he can produce, then why play him in that sense? That's what I was saying. No, this is a must-win game. I
totally feel you.
Yeah. BJ in the house, man. Hey, look at BJ, that same picture. Look at your avatar. That same picture right here, BJ, that you got for your picture is the same picture I got up here on the wall, bro. So big shout out to BJ Manley, our running back, man. That boy did his thing that year. He gonna be there tomorrow too, man. He's also part of the committee that put this thing together for the Northern Vikings. So shout out to BJ, man. Much love to them boys, man. We're gonna have so much fun. And a lot of those guys I haven't seen, man, in 20 years. So it'd be great to see them guys. But this is a huge game, bro. This is a huge game.
Okay.
I wasn't down. I was saying the fact that I think that this is a must-win game, and they got to put him out there.
How much do you think he wants to be out there?
Oh,
Like
100%.
the
Of course he wants.
fight in him. You know?
Yeah, I think TVD is a competitor, right? Just because some guys don't rah 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 and woo 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 doesn't mean they're not competitors.
Okay, I agree.
You don't play at this level and not be a competitor. Now, yeah, of course he wants to compete. I mean, I think all guys who you don't go through the things they go through in college and not be a competitor. You understand what I'm saying? At that level of football.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I played a little college ball myself, so I definitely understand.
Yeah. Even if you was 0-11, but hey, that 12th game, you want to get it. Y'all in the locker room fired up. You know, everything, you find a way to compete in anything. You know what I'm saying?
Off a Streeter show, Streeter had off of Footballville, Streeter had a question. What was your favorite game
I heard
in this rivalry?
I don't know, bro. I tell people all the time, I really don't know, because a lot of these games, and I know this is going to sound crazy, right? To do these kind of shows and to say that I've always been a Miami Hurricane fan, but I have to be very honest. I didn't watch. I put it this way: I saw a lot of Miami Hurricane games, but I didn't watch them. I put them on because for us Saturdays is breakdown. We in the office, we were in the office breaking down film for the following day. So, and it wasn't a lot of YouTube where you go back and rewatch it or anything. When you missed it, you missed it.
Right.
And so I have to be very honest. That's why, I take my hat off to cats like Wholesome and people who can just recall names from the 2009 year. And I couldn't tell you. I have to be very honest. I haven't really studied these Canes, studied them until here the past 2 years since COVID, man, since I started doing this, because hell, I was trying to win my own game,
I see.
And so forth. We'll go to a couple of games. If we have maybe a bye week, we may go to a game or something like that. But for the most part, I have to be honest, we work so hard that when you finally, because I'm telling you, it wasn't when we went in the office on Saturday, man, Coach Dunn, boy, he had you in there 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and we weren't leaving until 5 o'clock that afternoon because it wasn't computers. We were using VCR tapes, dog.
Oh yeah, old school way.
Yeah, so it wasn't, and then it transformed to DVDs, and then the DVD wouldn't copyright. So then, you couldn't, you had the tower with 10 DVDs in there. I mean, it wasn't like Huddle like you got it now. That just came around like in the past maybe 6-7 years, man. But if maybe a little bit longer than that, but 10 years I say. But no, I don't really know. I mean, I remember seeing the games, I remember watching the games, but it's really studying them and really focus. I have to be very honest with you. I'll be straight line to y'all if I just said, "Oh yeah, the game when Stanford Samuels knocked out Roscoe Parrish." I mean, yeah, I saw it, but I don't even remember what year that was. Yeah.
If I had to recall a game, I don't remember what year it was. It was in the old Orange Bowl. Frank Gore ran the game-winning touchdown in. That's my favorite game.
There it is. Well, it's mine too. It's mine too. So it's crazy to me, because even though these are Canes, like I do Cane stuff, but if you notice, a lot of stuff I talk about is really football related stuff.
Football,
it's more football related. I don't really, harp on the recruits. I don't really harp on, who got drafted to the league, and I had so many other things going, just trying to keep it rocking and rolling. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, the WREs are coming back. I see right there, Normal Guy. I actually got a list right here of names as we speak. I've been writing all these names up here on this list of all the WREs I got to start doing. It's a one-man show, bro, and they get taxing. This stuff can get taxing.
Appreciate you, though. We all appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Real quick, Mr. Cannon, $5 for the super sticker. Thank you so much for that. Go ahead.
But that's all I got, Coach. I appreciate you. Go Canes. Predicting my prediction for this weekend. It's gonna be tough, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a diehard Cane, but I'm gonna say 13-20 Canes.
Okay, I'll take that. Well, Rodney Beard says 23-21 Miami. So
it's gonna be close like that. One score game, Hey, so y'all boys take it light. Coach, I'm gonna stay in the chat.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm here, baby. Just hanging out, chilling, man. Like I say, just impromptu, wasn't nothing planned. I kind of just, excuse me, was up and I saw a lot of guys on tonight. I know Wholesome had his show. I think that they call it 3L Canes or something like that, 3 Live Canes. I waited for them to get off because I didn't want to step on their toes. Street and them had their show in the Twitter space and all that. So I was like, man, I'm up. I can't wait to get down there, man. But yeah, definitely, man.
All right, then. Hopefully, I'll see you down there. You say what lot of them?
They'll be in the lot. What number? Orange West 21. So if you catch the pregame show, I'm not sure what time I'm gonna do the pregame. I think the tailgating opens at 3:30, so I may go live around 4:30, 5-ish. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We just do an hour before that and hang out with the people and talk to people and fans and so forth, have a good time. And my man V12, he'll be running it from where he is. So yeah, I'll be down there walking around having a good time.
All right then, man. Hopefully I'll see you down there.
Yes, sir.
Y'all boys be easy. Go Canes.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Go Canes, man. All right. That was fun, man. Got Michigan Carl in here. He throwing up the L. I feel you. I ain't mad at you. Hey, Michigan, you got the right to talk. Y'all did it for last year. Y'all doing it this year. So guess what? I'm a firm believer. I don't talk trash. You got it. But when I get my chance to come back, boy, you better be prepared for all the antics that come with it. So when I always tell people all the time, when you got me down, you better keep me there. Because if I ever get back, I don't want to hear nothing about Coach Hayes don't have no class. But I'm like, I'm like school on Saturday. Ain't got no class. You understand me? Anyway, appreciate that, man. New Buck 319. Just watched the good, bad, and ugly for the last game. Good stuff. Thanks a lot, man. A lot goes into those good, bad, and uglies, right? And as you see, they demonetize them immediately, bro, because of ACC. The ACC network takes all the little bit of money we make on it. They take it. But we do it for the fans, man, for the fun. I wanted to say something about, here we go. CeeLo 79 says, Coach Hayes, I want to ask you because I've seen your breakdown video on this kid. Why Mario didn't put Troy Bowles on his recruiting board? I don't know, bro. If he was, I can't say because I don't know about his recruiting board. If he was not on the recruiting board, I have no idea, bro. I already told you how I felt about Troy Bowles. I would have sent the fan base to the Tampa Bay Buccaneer games because his daddy's the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, screaming out, "We want Troy. We want Troy." His high school games would have been full of orange and green. But he ended up going to Georgia, so it is what it is. But that dude can play, man. He gonna be definitely gonna be a problem. Right here, normal guy can't wait for the WREs to come back. I'm telling you, they come back. Got the list literally right here. I'm gonna transfer them from this paper to the calendar I got over there so I can keep track. And they're gonna start coming back as well. All right. Here we go. Falcon X, another 305. Appreciate it. Says my first game as a UM student was 30-0 in 1988. Oh man, that's awesome. Call to talk to us 580 area code. Welcome to the Impromptu show.
What's going on?
Talk to me. What's up, man?
Coach Hayes, it's your boy Bishop.
Bishop, what's up with you, man?
I see y'all out of the fish grease and ready to rock and roll.
Hey, straight from the frying pan into the fire. I be the world's number one supply. They call me H to the OV. What's up, baby?
Hey, man, just wanted to call in and say you're on the right track. And like I said, definitely get some sponsors because I'm serious about that WRE.
Mm-hmm.
It's a type of stuff that these young men need because they don't understand the tendencies and the schemes and what all goes in it if something crossed your face versus what you already had set up. And what you do is break it down so they understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to have your own film study so that you can be ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, like I said, I mean, you're right, man. I do it, and everybody pretty much knows the story by now. I just did it off of the whole reaction era. Like when people were reacting to music videos, I was like, hey, man, why don't I do this to high school highlight tapes? And that's really how it all kicked off. And that's how this channel really kicked off. I really had this channel a couple years before I actually started doing it like this. I was writing up football plays on the board, and you could see,
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, you could write, how to do cover, how to play cover 3 or inside zone, or how to defeat it, and blah blah blah. It got a little bit of traction, and that was cool.
Right.
But it was kind of like an online resume, and then I just used the same channel and did this, and look, here we are, 26,000 subscribers later, man.
No doubt, no doubt. But no, this seriously, if some of these players during the summer months could understand what you're doing is showing them how to film study.
Yes.
And how to understand your craft better, so when you get back on the field and get with your coaches, you could be an asset and a leader to lead men.
It's funny you say that. Like, these are the things that made the Troy Palomalus, the Ed Reeds.
Correct.
This is what make them good, right? That what they lacked in athletic ability, they not only made up but surpassed with FBI, which is football IQ, right? They made up for it, where you've heard the whole story where Peyton Manning talks about how Ed Reed baited him into throwing that interception and the whole 9 yards because it's football IQ. And film study is so important, bro. Like, you can't just go out and just play the game. Some people get away with it for a very long time, but to be elite at this game, like Deion talked about it. Deion talked about studying film, and he was elite. He probably never had to study film and still would have been a gold jacket wearer, right?
Right.
But
it seems that way. But like he said, he made practice was the game.
Yeah.
So when he got out to the game, he already been practicing like that. So it's second nature, and you're not thinking, you're just acting and realizing what you're seeing before your eyes, and knowing enough of your database subconsciously to know how to react.
Exactly. Like, do you remember when he went on I Am Athlete, and he and Chad were kind of playing around?
Correct.
You heard the first thing came out of his mouth? I already know you're not going to release like that because I'm looking at your feet. See, he studied him, and they were playing. But look how his mind instantly started processing what he was seeing right there. Instead of just seeing a man line up in front of him, he already started analyzing what he could do and what he couldn't do based on his alignment, based on his body language. Like, that's being elite right there. That's being an elite ball player. And that's also what's carrying over to his coaching acumen, his attention to detail. Like, people don't understand, like, there's a lot you can tell about a play before the pre-snap, and that's kind of what I do in the WREs as well too, Bishop. Like, if you can see the pre-snap, the spread, the where the offensive receivers line up, the O-line, how they look, that kind of stuff. Like, here's a perfect example. Do you remember in The Good, Bad, and Ugly? They put.
I watch them all the time. That's why I'll be waiting for yours to come out, because you do it just right, so they can see the good, the bad, and the ones that, okay, let's go back to the film room and let's understand the root cause analysis of why this is ugly.
Right. And so remember when Keaton Thompson, number 99 for Virginia Tech, he was lined up as a running back.
Yeah.
If you know your history, you know he was a quarterback. So there's a high potential of him doing what? Throwing that ball in some form or fashion. And that's where Cam, who was a smart player, but he had to recognize that. That could have gotten ugly. Luckily, he just made a play. I don't know if the ball got tipped at first, but the guy was open in the back of the end zone. It just was a bad pass. It got tipped and so forth. But those things right there make you elite players when you can see the play before it happens, and you play the odds before it happened, man.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I noticed when understanding that a lot of times, for example, Venables was telling his kids is like, the thing is right now you're in that learning mode, and so instead of being able to read your keys, this is the first time you're doing film studies on your own, and what elite players do that go to the NFL. Mm-hmm. And so when you build a foundation, a lot of times what we're seeing on the field is young men just thinking and not being able to know their keys and being able to act. Right. There's a difference, because there's a few seconds that cause you to lag behind
a play, so it looks like you're out of position, but really it's because you're thinking, you're trying to process, and your processors are not as fast as game speed.
Exactly. Like there's a young man, Josh Downs' brother, Caleb Downs. When you go watch
Caleb Downs,
you go watch Caleb Downs highlight tape, he is so much faster than everybody else, not because of his foot speed, because of his brain power. He has seen the play in high school prior to it happening. Even like Kamani McLean, same thing, right? You see him understanding route combinations, and that brain power makes your feet faster, makes you look like you're playing faster than everybody else. But yeah, man. But Bishop, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I just got on here, I'm just hanging out, and people starting to call in, man. We got 100 people in the building so far, so I appreciate it. Already 25 minutes into this deal. Wow.
No, but we just want you to understand that we appreciate it and understand whenever you're doing something like that, you're always going to get people coming against it, but that means you're going in the right direction, and that it's something foundational, so you're a forerunner.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Bishop, as always, man. Always.
Not a problem. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. All right, we got another caller in the building. Hold on, real quick, caller, before we get started with you. Let me see here. Oh, I don't know how to say his name. You've been in here before, but I don't know how to say your name, so I won't even try it. But I'm just calling you G if you don't mind. Is this another negative rant? I don't know where you got that from, but no, it's not. Just in here talking football, whatever it is. I don't care what. We could talk about anything. I just got on here. I was bored, been up. So I would love for you to call in, G. I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but yeah, you're more than welcome to call in. And somebody, Gmail, he says, Coach, when you want to shoot, don't talk, from the good, bad, and ugly. I don't know what that means. When you want to shoot. Maybe I'm lost. But anyway, caller, talk to us, man. We'll give you his name, where you're calling from, 850.
Hey, Coach, this is Anthony. It's been a while.
Anthony, man, where you been, bro? Matter of fact, I saw you in the chat in the other one, and you said, hey, Coach Hayes. But, man, what's up with you? It has been a while. How you been, brother?
It's doing well. Coach, this is an honest, I've noticed from a coach's perspective, you teach your kids how to, in general, I've noticed with athletes coming from high school to college, specifically certain positions like receiver and quarterback tend to struggle adjusting to understanding reading film. Do you think it's because the high school coaches, depending on where their coaches are not really teaching them to do film study, and the same way from college to the pros? It seems like these quarterbacks or receivers or cornerbacks tend to struggle adjusting to the speed of understanding the play, because them being the big man on campus, they tend not to have to do the film study. They get treated differently from other players and stuff like that, because they're the 5-star athlete, and the coach feels they don't have to do all that. They get treated differently. Do you think that's a reason why these kids struggle adjusting to the NFL or to college?
I mean, you answered
stuff like that.
Yeah, you definitely just answered your own question. I know some high school coaches that don't really believe in film in high school. They don't watch film. They just believe in practicing plays. I was quite the opposite. I did an hour of film before every practice. So for example, on a Monday that we come in, I'm doing all first down plays, because our practices were built around first downs, right? So first down, kickoff, return, right? Because what happens usually, you get a kickoff, it's going to be first down for you, right? On offense, you get kickoff return, it's first down on defense. So Mondays was first down day, right?
Yes.
And kickoff return. Tuesday was second down. We did second down plays, and we did maybe some specialist stuff in there. Wednesday was third down and short yardage, right? So goal line is short yardage. And we in every day the film, we looked at second down plays. On Tuesdays, we looked at third down and short yardage on Wednesdays. And then on Thursdays, we went out, we kind of looked at all of the big plays that they had. But I know some coaches don't believe in that, and that's their philosophy. That's up to them. And so guess what?
Are you a big proponent of the all-22s as well, Coach? The all-22s where you actually do an all 22 from the previous game to show your defense or your one specific side of the ball, the mistakes they were making or the plays that they missed and stuff like that?
Of course, but in high school, it's all about money, right? Can you afford it? Can you afford an all 22 angle? So some schools can't afford that. Also, I have to be very honest. We didn't want the opponent because we had to trade film, right? It's a little different in college and pros. I didn't want to give the opponent my all 22 because I don't want them to see everything. I want them to follow the tight shot. I don't want them to see our coverages. I don't want to see how we play it. That's just part of the strategy. But of course, if you can afford it, if you can get the end zone cut or you can get an all 22 cut of that and your program can afford it, most definitely. I mean, that's more important than anything. But for your line, I love the end zone cut. But like I said, just on the whim, man, you pretty much answered your question. The big man on campus, the big man on campus sometimes feel like they don't have to do that because they are excelling on the football field. But when they go to college, this is where you start to see the separation, right? Or the cream start rising to the top. And then you start seeing that in the pros. The cream start rising to the top. So, that's just what it is. But, yeah, Anthony. That's
pretty much you were talking about Cormani real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is a guy like Desmond Ricks like that too, where it looks like him understanding what his opponent receiver is doing, looks like he's playing. His feet are moving faster than it actually is because of his mental his football IQ as a corner. That where he can adjust to what the receiver is doing. Is Desmond Ricks like Cormani in that sense, where they're so above in terms of their football IQ, understanding what their opponent is doing position, where they don't.
Again, I have to be honest, because I haven't done this WRE, I don't look at their films prior to, so I only hear. So I'll answer your question based off of the information I hear from other guys who talk about him. Apparently so. They talk about he can play. They can talk about what he does. So I have not looked at his film yet. So I'll definitely look at it and see what's going on with Desmond Ricks. But like I said, I have not seen his information. I have not seen his footage yet. So we'll definitely check it out and see when I break it down. I got a lot of makeup for him, man. So, like I say, he's a big time recruit and I know he can play. So we'll definitely check it out and see. But to answer that question, based on what other people say, I would have to say, yes, I can agree with that.
Yeah. Would you say the cornerback position is probably the hardest position to adjust to the next level on the defensive side because of what they're having to do? Like the defensive back position in general is the hardest position because they have to cover the whole field and understand what the receiver, what routes the receiver is running and stuff like that.
It could be. I'm going to tell you one of the hardest positions is offensive line, bro. Believe it or not. Offensive line.
For defense, specifically.
Okay, so defense. I'm sorry. For defense, yes, it's hard. I don't know if it's necessarily the hardest because they all have their own set of problems. I think them catching up with the speed of what they're going to see week in and week out is difficult, and that's where your fundamentals and your technique come in. I think linebacker can be tough because it moves so fast. Everything is closer to you and it's moving so fast right in front of your face. So that's a thing. They all have their own challenges. I think defensive line, biggest component is the strength, right? The strength of this deal, man. When you think about you Najee Kelly right now, and you going up against a 22, 23-year-old dude. This dude been in a college weight room program for some of these dudes 5-6 years now. And you coming in as a true freshman, this dude will grab you. You know what I mean? So the strength and the speed of these offensive linemen, how fast they get up on you, and the technique they use. So it's a lot. But yeah, I think definitely I appreciate it, Anthony.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach, for answering my questions.
No problem, man. Day. Don't be a stranger, man. Keep coming back, baby.
Okay, bye.
All right, now. All right, good call right there. We had a couple of calls in there. Hey, Helen in the building. What's up, baby? But hey, she don't miss a show. That's what I'm talking about. Got the blue wrench. Only lady with the blue wrench in the building. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you're calling from. 85, another 850. The Panhandle heavy in here tonight.
Yes, sir. What's up, Coach Hayes? It's Chris Kings for life, brother. What's going on with you, man?
What's up, man? I appreciate it, man. Appreciate that comment, man. Thank you, man. But I knew you was gonna call in soon. I know you got an 850 number, but I don't say these numbers. They're going to that program. But yeah, man, what's up with you?
Oh, nothing, man. I just tuned in. I just got the notification that you was online. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I looked at the title of it, said needed to talk to the team, and just was trying to figure out exactly what you was talking about exactly, because I just got on there.
Nothing really, man. It's just impromptu. I got a little nap earlier, and I'm excited about this weekend. Got a lot going on, and I just want to talk to the team, man. You know what I mean? Just talk to people and just find out what's on their mind, how they feeling, what's up, and just chop it up with the people, man. Especially my third shift people out there, man. People that's on that third shift out there, working overnight, man, making sure the world still turns.
Oh yeah. I know that. I know about that. Trust me. I feel you, man. I went live on Facebook earlier in the groups that I was in. I don't know if you're in there, or if you're on Facebook or anything like that on our social media, but we have a group called uh, Seminole Hurricanes Real Football Talk.
Okay.
And we actually it's no trolling really like that. It's just mainly just talking football, talking about analytics, talking about, real, issues and things that actually go on in there. And basically, we're just trying to get we got both Florida State and Miami fans that are actually the ones that have common sense, that are actually in the group, that we can actually have a conversation and actually talk football without all the trolling and all that other back and forth, with all that other, with all that yeast into it. Like, we can actually sit back and actually talk. You know what I'm saying? And
Gotcha.
Basically, we was talking about it, and I was like, what exactly are y'all looking for out of this game? Because I'm going through the motions with it. I'm not wearing my emotions on my sleeves at all with this. I'm just going through it, and just trying to see what it's going to be. But in the back of my mind, Coach, I got to say, it's not what it used to be, but it is still Florida State, Miami, or Miami and Florida State, however you want to put it.
Sure,
you got kids that played against each other in high school, go to different teams, go to different colleges, and they happen to be rivals. You know what I'm saying? And you get to play them. You have the honor and the privilege to play them. Somebody may have upped you in high school, and they might have gotten the best of you. They go to Florida State, you go to Miami, you might get that chance to go ahead and up them. You know what I'm saying? It's just more of a pride thing that we're playing for right now. And I think right now, in the way the position is like, this is a must win for Mario. We got to win this.
I don't know if it's I have to say this. I have to say this, and I agree with you.
Can't lose this.
I think it's a really want to win game for Mario. I can't say it's a must win. I have to be very honest. This right now, the stack is the deck is stacked against him in this game right now, just based on our previous performances. I want to be a common sense fan. If that ain't the most oxymoronic and hypocritical statement ever, but I understand what you mean, right? A common sense fan, right? But I want to be a realistic fan and just simply say, look, we're just not where we're supposed to be right now. And again, I look at this game for competition coming to play. I think right now, Florida State is about a year ahead of us as I look at what they got going on. Like last year it was bad, and they've seemed to turn it around. Again, their record doesn't necessarily dictate kind of how they've been playing this year. But we're not playing well. Just we have to call this a spade, right? I tell people,
correct.
And I don't want to be Debbie Downer and back to G's point. Is this another negative rant? No, it's a realistic rant. And I just want to say this. When people talk about we going 5-0 and we're gonna go 4 and maybe 1. I said earlier, guys, David Koresh and Jim Jones are the people, y'all the people he looking for. They want you to drink the Kool-Aid and they want you to put on the Nikes. You understand? And follow and get into this cult. Just be realistic. And this is the problem. We keep extending our expectations. It's like we want to keep moving the goalpost, and eventually we're gonna run out of room. Let's just call it what it is. I want to have a competitive game. I want to see our guys get better. through their fundamentals, their techniques, fitting to the ball, not give up the big plays, right? And those things are going to happen.
Right.
But, I mean, and if they win this game, guess what? I'll be the first one to be like, yes, sir. You know, I get it. But we got to be realistic right now. We are not where we want to be. Like, and I can't, and I can't take it, Chris, where, you know, I understand fan bases, but how we say out of one mouth, like, how do you say in the same breath, these kids soft, these kids this, we gonna dominate?
Can't do both.
See, so
I ain't never seen a marshmallow be tough to eat.
You're right. It's so, and you now that's perfect, and that's what I'm saying. Like we speak out of emotion so much, and again, I understand they're fans, so the people are going to do that. They're going to hide behind these avatars and the Twitter fingers. But when you can come on here and have these platforms and have phone calls to call in, we want to say, "Oh, these guys soft. These players don't know what it was." Da 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 da. And then in the same breath, then you're gonna say they're gonna go beat these teams that are rolling right now. Come on, guys.
That's a good point, though, Coach.
Can't have it. We can't have it both ways.
That's what it is. No, you can't. You burning your candle at both ends. And when you burn your candle at both ends, like what exactly are you doing? You hurting yourself. Like you saying one way, like you said, oh yeah, this play is soft, this, that. Instead of doing that, how about you just sit there and say, let's just say if it's a player on there that's not tackling, instead of saying that he's soft, say something as far, and you're going on a platform where these kids watch this stuff. That's the problem. They watch this stuff. When you go on social media, when you go in, this is an internet age. This is a website age. They go on, they read this stuff from what people say. They listen to these shows. They listen to these platforms. Right. Like you sit here and you saying, oh, this person is soft for this, that, and the third.
I got a better one. They come on the platform. They go on like the Miami Flow show, and they'll be in the chat talking crazy. Like, oh, here go a better one.
Yeah, like,
how do you tag a kid on Twitter? How do you tag that kid on Twitter and talk trash? And you're a Miami fan. Now, if you are a rival fan, if you're a Florida State fan to do that, hey, that's fair game, right? Because that's part of the game, as long as you ain't too far left with it. But you're considered a fan, and you're gonna tag the dude and call him trash. Right. I've told people straight up, if I'm Xavier, if I was Zach McCloud, I would never come back to University of Miami. I would never. Not for the fans. Never. If I'm Zach McCloud.
Right.
That's why I'm the underdog kid.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I get it, Coach, and I feel the same way about it. And a lot of these other guys that are Florida State fans, they feel the same way because the Florida State fans base, they do it too. And we don't understand why. You want the kids to perform and do this, but then when they don't do it, or if they miss a tackle, or if they have one bad play, then you want to crucify the kid. Like, who the hell are you? And you ain't never put on a pair of cleats. You ain't never put on no shoulder pads. You don't even know what what your head in a helmet feels like. So you don't know the pressures of what they dealing with. Put yourself in their shoes. And don't let me start on nobody that ain't never played no sport before, but you want to be the biggest critic. Like, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just tired of hearing that crap.
Yeah.
You know, we got to be able
my
to
thing is this,
be here for our kids.
Yeah, and I don't mind critique, right? And
right. Critique is one thing.
Yeah, I don't even mind constructively criticizing. But to call people trash, I just can't. I can't roll with that, man. I'm never going to call. Nah, he may not be very good, right? I can go with that. He may not pan out. He may not be what he wanted to be. Back to Anthony's question. He may have gotten through because he was a football warrior, but didn't put in all the work. And when he got to college, things started to separate themselves. That happens. But I can't call him trash. I could never call a kid trash, man.
No, you're a teacher. You're supposed to teach. If you don't, like you say, you breaking down stuff. You're a teacher. If you gotta sit here and you gotta simplify it, like how you said and how you've done so many times, Coach. If you have to simplify it for this kid until they can get it, that's what you have to do to go that extra mile for this kid to understand it.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can't just sit there and call nobody trash. No, bitch, you don't know how to coach. You don't know how to teach. That's how I say it. Like straight off the muscle. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that to these kids. Because if you get up in these kids' face and these kids, oh, he trashed this, that, you wouldn't dare say it to their face. You wouldn't dare say it to their face.
Guess what? You be at the game wanting his autograph or take a picture with your son.
Exactly.
Come on.
Keep that same energy when you was talking trash about the kid. Because don't do it in front of me. I'm like, don't ask for no autograph. You was the same one sitting here calling you out, talking about you was trash and this, that, and the third and all of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Keep that same energy.
We can't do that.
I'm telling you. I damn sure am.
I love it.
I damn sure am.
Because let me get some more of these calls in here, man. Like I said, I just jumped on here, man. We already 4,538 people in the building. That's awesome. I guess the YouTube notifications are working, man. But yeah, I say I guess the YouTube notifications are working, man. Or people just scrolling through late night in the bed, man, whatever. But like I said, I'm just chilling, having a good time.
Man. That's what it is, man. But I appreciate you taking my call, man. I see you with your Hampton on, man.
Got my Hampton,
HBCUs everywhere, man. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to you all, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right, man. Go Canes.
Appreciate it. Go Canes. All right, we got another call on the line. Caller, give me 1 second. We talk about a couple of these comments here. We got old Peanut in the building. Peanut, I want you to call in, Peanut. Like I said, I put Blue up here because it ain't just about the Canes, about my Pirates too. I ain't checked them out. I got to see if they winning. But anyway, there you go. The real HU. There you go, Blaze. Appreciate that, Crazy Kane. But anyhow, like I say, we're just having fun with it. Let me see. And I want some Florida State. If there's any Florida State people in here, I want them to call in. I do want to talk to them as well about what's going on there, man. So Florida State fans, if you're in here, please call in. We'd love to hear from you. Any Tennessee fans? I saw the dude from Michigan with a bunch of L's. Anybody? I just want to talk football, man. But call a 305 area code. Call or talk to us.
That's Wood, man. What's up?
Wood, what's up, boy? You up late, Wood? What you doing, boy?
Man, I was watching the TV. I saw you pop up. I said, okay, let me see. I like you change your story up, though, man. You finally came to realization, huh? We ain't that good, man.
I came to the realization? I've been
to. Yeah, man. But I talked to you a couple weeks ago, man. Y'all was still, not recognizing, man, that we just wasn't what we
No, I said we listen, I could tell you this. I said I still think we have talent. But
I'm not talking about talent, but I mean, talent. You get talent and being good enough is two different things, right?
True story.
Right. So we have talent, but we just not a good team. You know what I'm saying? We just not playing at that level yet. And that's what I'm saying. I was trying to tell you that a few weeks ago. And, after you were feeling your fan thing.
I was trying to be, you know what? Because I'm trying to be optimistic. I still think our defense is not that bad. Right? It's not that good, but it's not that bad. Our defense, if you really look at it as a whole, because defense needs some help. Always going to have help. You got to be able to score points in today's game. And actually, a shout out to Kevin Steele to what he told him. In college football today, even if that team is bad, you didn't give up a touchdown, bro. I mean, you don't understand what I'm saying? We gave up a touchdown to Bethune. We gave up we didn't give up a touchdown and in a bad situation. I mean, they were inside the 10, 3-4 times? That's huge right there. So,
yeah,
I mean, but no, I'm with you though.
So all I'm saying is this: I'm not disagreeing with none of that. We have plenty of talent, but a good team puts everything together. So that's what I'm saying. We're not a good team. Sometimes you're like, man, these guys are the greatest, right? 2 minutes later, you're like, what are we doing? Just like you doing your good, bad, ugly, man. You're like, what is going on? It's the same exact players, right?
Yeah, sure enough. So
what I'm saying, that's the difference. I told people right now, we on a level of Georgia Tech. That's why I put it there right now. When I watched Georgia Tech play Virginia, like maybe 2 weeks ago, it was like an epiphany hit me. I'm like, man, this is where we at right now. So we on that level where we not consistent enough, where we not making plays when we need to make plays. So that's what I'm saying when we're not a good team. Does that mean we don't have talent? No. But we're not putting it all together yet. So like I tell people, man, calm down. I know you didn't like this comment before, but this is still a lot of Manny Diaz syndrome there. When I say that, Manny Diaz, that syndrome of not knowing how to finish. So we got coaches in now trying to turn that around and get the Cats on the right track and frame of thought. So that's what I was talking about as far as some of that old Manny Diaz syndrome still out there.
So let me ask you this. I'm sorry not to cut you off. And we home team, so we could talk.
Yeah, we're going to talk. We keep it real.
So Manny Diaz, people like to bring up Manny Diaz, but these same players were 7-6.
Right.
These same players.
Right, but I said the syndrome. I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the syndrome of not executing it on a consistent basis. The not finishing. The difference with this, and you could already see that the new regime is already starting to push that change now where these cats at least they compete. And last year they would have been giving up. So what I'm saying is the changes are coming. You see it coming down the line. I'm gonna tell you like this: what we doing now, they trying to put a system in place, not just win games.
Okay.
And that's what we need. We need a system to move forward, man. That's how you win on a consistent basis and actually have good teams. So that's what we've been lacking. You know, man, it was like, hey, y'all boys line up and go up the field. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't have no system, man. We ain't have coaches developing them. And what I'm saying, we doing that. So don't get me wrong. We working towards what we need to be working to. But this year, you know, you gotta understand this is a transition year. So you gotta give them 2-3 years of solid recruiting and coaching and see what the end product be. But what I'm trying to tell you, if this coaching regime can't do it, I'm gonna keep 100 with you, dog. We just gonna be Georgia Tech. We're gonna be
so it's funny you say that.
Teams
I'm gonna tell you this. It's funny you said that. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I might as well. Hey, I'm here, and you kind of opened the door, so I'm gonna walk through it. If this regime can't get it done, I asked the same question: are we SMU?
Well, you ain't gonna shut it down because at the end of the day, you know, they gonna still keep football, dog, regardless.
No, what I'm saying, SMU meaning that. Remember the Pony Express? They did it 30 for 30.
But they got a death penalty, basically.
That's correct.
So that was a little different.
Right.
We ain't gonna get no death penalty. We ain't gonna shut it down.
No, hear what I'm saying. SMU never recovered. We were in the same boat from when we got to Nevin Shapiro, which technically wasn't a death penalty. I understand. But we never recovered fully. So what I'm saying is if this regime can't get it done over a period of time, over the 8-year or 10-year span that he has on his contract, is the U forever gone? Meaning, like, is the U forever mediocre?
Bro, meaning, that's what I'm saying to you. For me, being from the crib and seeing them old teams and to now, and the progression and how the game is changing, and the staffs we've had up until now, bro, if this staff can't do it with these cats we got, who gonna do it? I mean, you just gotta keep it 100. But one thing you gotta remember, we from the crib, so I'm gonna be 2 live, 2 down with my UM stuff on. You feel me? Regardless, so it don't really even matter for me. I'm home team, but at the end of the day, I'm a realist, dog. Like, come on, if these boys can't get it together, but that's why I don't know what everybody rushing to fire this coaching staff, dog. If they don't do it, dog, it ain't gonna happen. That's how I see it.
That's crazy. Like, so Reggie asked a question. So what is LSU's I said it right. What is LSU excuse for being good this season then? Because here's a question. So
are they good?
Bro, they've lost the 2 games. LSU, hold on, let me pull this stuff up just so I'm sure. They lost to Florida State. They did lose to Florida State. Let me see here. LSU's record right now. They're playing Bama this weekend.
They're gonna lose that.
Some people got them. Some people got them pegged for good.
Yeah, but I watched them play this. Didn't State beat them?
Say it again.
Didn't FSU beat them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the first game was Florida State.
Okay.
No, but hold on.
So what I'm saying,
hear me out. But to their defense, that was the very first game of that regime, and they lost that game by 1 point. So to that defense, yes, they lost that game, but 24-23. They 65 to Southern. They beat 65-17 on Southern. They beat Mississippi State, LSU 31-16. Of course, New Mexico State 38-0. They beat Auburn 21-17. Lost to Tennessee, who's now the number 1 ranked team in the country. They beat Florida, which is 45-35. They beat Mississippi, Ole Miss, 45-20. That's a convincing win over. Like, think about it. That's a convincing win over a Lane Kiffin offense. I mean, and then they play in Alabama. So here's my question to you. In the debacle that they were in last year, and we know they were terrible last year, and they had a lot. Of course, they brought some people in, but they had a lot of people leave. See their schedule from last year, right? They brought a lot of people in, and so I say to you, for that quick turnaround, what if we played those same opponents? Will we beat Florida right now?
Nah. LSU had more talent, and I think LSU, even though they had a down year, it's a down year. versus 15 down years. You feel me? So they had a different culture, man. Them cats wasn't really going to be laying down like that. So I think they got an actual coach in that has his own system that he's been using for years in place. So it was easy to organize that and kind of get them on track. So when I said they lost to Florida State is like I think you mentioned earlier. They 2 years in, or 3 years in, they rebuild. So that's what I'm saying to you. So they're a better team than UM right now, as far as that timeline. So that's why I say we got to see UM in 2 years. But LSU, that's a different SEC. That's a different league, man. Them boys, that program, and the money they put into that program is totally different. So you can't even compare that. They're a better team, and they got a better coaching staff, I would say, at this point, because our staff is in the more of a development stage. I think your boy came in and he just kind of dropped his current system in place. Because remember Mario's more of a delegating coach, right? So he brings in coaches that are going to kind of run a system that he's going to be okay with. Whereas I think the dude at LSU, he kind of already come in with his system that he want to run.
Right. Okay.
So
no, that's fair. I just want to pose, like I said, I pose a lot of questions. A lot of times people like, Coach, you think, remember, if I'm hosting a show, you're asking questions to provoke certain answers and to see people's points of view. So I said, I know you understand, but I say that to some people, they're like, Coach, you're a hater. No, you just ask questions to see people's points of view, because right now you just opened my eyes to something that, like you said, they had a down year, but not a down 15 years. Did I know Miami had 15 years of being down? Yes, I know that. But I didn't make the comparison or the contrast of saying 15 years versus 1 year in that, looking at it. You know what I mean? So,
but that's also because from a fan perspective, you don't think it like that either. You feel me? Because you to us, like I was joking. I was at a Dolphin game a couple weeks ago when it was like, I think, the 75th anniversary, the 75 season anniversary or whatever, right? So I was joking. The only fans that's more in the past than a Dolphin fan is a Kane fan. So of course you didn't think back. Oh yeah, man, we've been down 15, 20 years. We still think it's 1990s or 2000s in our head. You feel me? If you're a real Kane fan, you know what I'm saying? So that 1 year for them, that 1 year in your mind, that's really 15 years for us.
So here's what's funny, right? The guy asked me earlier, Bishop asked me earlier about the top Florida State Miami game. And Street and them boys had a show on earlier, and they brought that up. It's funny you say that. Do you know the majority? I think some people brought it up, but the majority of the top games were, guess who the people they were naming?
Who? Like all said?
No, they were talking about when Frank Gore ran it in, when Sean Taylor had the interception, when Boosie hit Roscoe Perry. Dog, like you saying, we're talking about the greatest games were 20 years ago, and we play every year.
Right.
Damn.
That was my point.
Hey, Wood, I appreciate you, dog. Checkmate, dog. I love it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you're gonna be down for the game, right? So I'm gonna be out there.
Hey, come holler at me, man. I'll be in the West 21 lot, Orange West 21 lot, man. With X and the boy, we would do a pregame show. So yeah, you more than welcome, man. Come holler at us, man. We going live. We do some interviews, man. Home team gonna make it happen, man.
All right, man. I hit you on the cell and catch up with you out there.
Sure enough, let's do it.
All right, you.
All right. Hey, Coach almost made a mistake. I almost hit the end broadcast button. I was trying to end the phone call, almost hit the end broadcast button. Wholesome, what's up with you, man? Great show tonight. I just saw him somewhere through here. They're pushing the chat, so here we go. Wholesome, he said, Coach, always here to support, man. I appreciate you, man. Wholesome had the shirt on, man. So I appreciate it, man. Like I said, we're always here to support each other, man. We do a lot of talking off air and on the phone and so forth. But yeah, man, Wholesome. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Like I said, it was just impromptu. I was on here working on some stuff and watched a lot of you guys' shows tonight. Everybody was on. Everybody got something to say, and that's great. That's awesome. It's a lot going on this weekend. Just in college football, I can't wait to see this Tennessee-Georgia game. I'm super excited about that. I still feel Tennessee got it, man. I think Tennessee can do it. I mean, Josh Heupel, man, golly, right? And you would think, if you look at Josh Heupel and his temperament, right? Very mild-mannered guy. I've had numerous conversations with him through recruiting, sitting down talking and just mild-mannered dude. But, bro, wow. So, Wholesome, I think you just asked me. I think I may have answered it, but I go with Tennessee in that game. I think, I like Tennessee, man. I just love the offense. I love how simplistic but effective it is and how explosive it can be at times. And what I love about it the most, Wholesome, and to the rest of this chat, it looks simple, but it can be complex. And it appears that the players got it. What do I mean by that? I'm going to give you 1 second, caller.
Yes, sir.
It's real quick, so it's very fast paced. I think they are the number 1, maybe the number 2 team in snaps, getting the ball off in a hurry. All 11 guys got to be on the same page. And they're doing that quickly, right? And they're being effective. The quarterbacks, the receivers on the same page, the running back, the blocking scheme is good. The quarterback has the ability to get out the pocket. I mean, all of this stuff is happening at warp speed, and they're in year 2. And you saw remnants of it in year 1. And they're in year 2 doing this deal, and they got a good quarterback. And let's be honest, how many of y'all in this chat, raise your hand, put a thumbs up in the chat if y'all heard of Hendon Hooker when he was at Virginia Tech?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. I have to be honest. You heard of Hendon Hooker when he was at Virginia Tech?
Yeah. He wasn't, and the crazy thing about it is he was good, but he wasn't as good as he is at Tennessee right now. He wasn't. And I think Virginia Tech was in that same situation we was in, that we still in. But I ain't mean to interrupt. I should have.
No, good. You good.
Yeah, he was at Virginia Tech, and I think that was a down spiral as well over at Virginia Tech, because when Frank Beamer and all them guys was there,
right?
They was atrocious. But the defensive coordinator left, that's when everything just really just went down. Right. And I think that's when Hook thought to himself, like, hey, man, I got to go somewhere where I can really turn up. Because
I mean, listen, I think it was a match made in heaven. Them 2 dudes, man.
Yeah.
Like, you just think about it. Those 2 dudes hook up.
They props. I got to give Tennessee they props, man. That coach came from UCF, brought the AD over there to Tennessee. That just icing on the cake.
And here's the funny thing, bro. They still don't have their number 1 receiver in Cedric Tillman.
And it's crazy. And you see how many receivers they got that's catching. I'm looking at this dude. He getting 200 yards. This other dude getting 200. And then one of the commentators say, "Oh, but their best player is not even he's not even playing." I'm like, well, hold on. So if the best player ain't playing, if he get on there, what really gonna happen?
Yeah, so Tillman is back. Is he back now this week, Reggie? If he is, he just got back. He ain't been there all season.
I didn't check on that, so I don't really know.
So somebody says, okay, here you go, Wholesome. Great question. Wholesome says, Coach, that's why we beg the question, is it scheme or players? I think it's always going to be a combination of both, right? Watch this. They run super wide spread, right, Wholesome? They basically at the bottom of the numbers in a stack formation, and they throw the spot route. But now, here's the thing. The players has to block for them, and they do. We can't get 85 to block a bubble screen to save our life. It's there.
And that's weird.
But he can't block
it. Weird.
So is that the scheme or is that the player? So I always say it's always going to be a combination of both in that sense, right? It's always going to be, it's the yin and yang. It's always going to be both. It's going to be players. It's going to be scheme, because scheme is what's on paper, right? Players is what's on the field. And so, X and O's is 2D. Players are 3D. I can always outbeat you with a pen if I'm the last man to draw up the play. If I know you're going to blitz here, I'm going to just go around the corner there. So you have to execute those things, and that's the key word, execution. Bro, these dudes get the ball out. This cat is throwing this ball from this hash all the way out there past to the bottom of the numbers, and they may get 6-7 yards, maybe make a dude miss. But here's the best part about it. They're blocking for those kind of now routes. Man, I'm telling you, bro, that's wowzers. I'm just highly impressed with their offense, man. In the running game, and think about their running back, Jabari Smalls.
Not
a big dude.
He's a deal. He's a deal.
Yeah, but he's not a big dude. He's not. He's not Jahmyr Gibbs. He's not. But he's effective, right?
Yeah.
And these are the things I'm saying. I really think they're doing a lot with a little bit less. They don't have. I mean, a lot of these players are not big name players. In essence, right? Like, you know what I mean? They have some players. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that, but just hear me out, because y'all hold me exactly to my word. But what I'm saying is Jabari Small versus Jahmyr Gibbs, that kind of deal, right? Battle versus I don't know who the safeties are over there. Like they're, I'm highly impressed with them, man. So I'm on my fanboy stuff right now, I guess if they would call it. But talk to us, man. What's going on, buddy?
Man, it's chilling, Coach. Hey, I'm so happy for you and just being on this call and you doing what you're doing. So I appreciate everything you do. I don't be on here as much, but I do be on here listening, clicking on that like, making sure you get your likes every time I see you come through.
Oh, thank you, man.
On my
Appreciate
feed
it.
and stuff.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we just jumped on. Mm-hmm.
But I do understand where you're coming from, as well as Wholesome. And I had to really sit back and really watch our team from start to finish. They've been struggling from start to finish. Like every game, ain't no game, unless you can tell me a game that they really took off. Every game they was playing basic teams. Some of them was basic teams besides North Carolina. And what's the other in Texas A&M, which was kind of impressive. And at Texas A&M, I'm like, well, damn, you played hard in Texas A&M, but I also got to say, after looking at our roster, a lot of those players are hurt. Like, you looking at Parrish, he hurt like it seemed like every other game. I mean, that's just my opinion. My opinion on it.
We call the injury bug now. Let me tell you something. I remember doing a show a while back when I first heard Zion Nelson was out, Chaney was out, and I think it was Rooster at the very beginning of the season. And I said, can we overcome the injury bug? Something, whatever the title of that show is. And bro, we've been getting hurt left. I mean, bro, how did we lose two offensive linemen in 3 plays?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Coach Hayes is crazy. It's like every game, even this game that's coming up. Now I'm rooting for my Canes all day.
Of course.
But I just don't see it. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't see it. If you struggled last week and you went to how many overtimes? 4 of them? And Florida State I ain't saying Florida State like, top notch yet, but they getting there. They really building their clock and building their recruiting and everything else. But if you're gonna have that same mentality, okay, I'm gonna say it like this, Coach Hayes. We all, Miami and Florida State, always a rivalry team every year. So why is it that if we do play hard in this game, why you not playing hard in all the rest of those games? Because you got to think about it for a second. The games that you just played, a couple of those games, they like JUCO schools. Why you not playing hard on these schools?
I don't think it's an issue of playing hard. Like I think it's. Let me go back and just clean because I want to clean up the word hard.
Okay.
I don't think it's the word. I think hard might not. I know what you mean when you say that. I totally understand.
Okay.
But when I looked at, if you look at the good, bad, and ugly I did, when I saw Ivy and Tyreek Stevenson chase that dude down, they could have easily given that up and nobody would have known the wiser. Tyreek Stevenson was the far side corner. And he could have gave up on that play. He would have never been on the camera. Nobody would ever saw the difference. Ivy, who got cut off by Al Blades on that play, could have easily given up on that play and let him run it in and forced him out at the 3, right? Forced him out at the 3, and then they couldn't get in. So I understand what you mean by saying hard, but I still think it is, and this has been the problem with the Canes. I think the problem is their inconsistency. I always say we are inconsistently consistently bad. We are inconsistently consistently bad, meaning every week is something different.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're what you're saying. Okay. I get what you mean by when you say playing hard because you step up and play hard against Texas A&M, and then you crap the bed against Middle Tennessee, right? Or you step up and play hard against this team, and you barely beat Virginia Tech. You start letting them come back. So I that's one thing I have to say. I don't know. I can't. Like when people ask me, Coach, what do we have to work on this week?
Coach Hayes, don't sit back, and I be looking like, well, hold on. Is I'm looking at the wrong game or something? Is it? And I'm not saying. I feel like this is how I feel. I mean, I'm giving Cristobal his props this year because it's his first year. Everybody want to dog him, dog the whole squad. Say, the team this. And I say, you know what? Get a man. If you gave Manny 4 years, of course we had to because that's what they wanted to do. That's what they chose. It wasn't like a fan base. Well, some fan bases did like, man, I did like it, but I also had to correct myself on that too, because everybody was so hyped. And I'm not knocking Manny for, going to Penn State doing this thing, and I'm, congratulations to him. But people got to also look at when they hyped him up at that time.
Mm-hmm.
When Mark Richt was here, if we go back to those games, you remember that Virginia Tech game that they turned up in that defense, and then that Notre Dame game when we stopped the quarterback, the one that supposed to be in the Heisman,
mm-hmm.
and he left and transferred and went to Florida State. They were so hyped on that, and they thought the same thing was going to, like, it's like a how can you say it? You assume you think he's going to do the same thing, and you bring it on to the next year, and then you realize, well, he hasn't been a coach. This is his first time really coaching. That's why I can't really knock him down, because it's his first time ever coaching in life. Like, really coaching a whole squad. So you got to give him more time where he at Penn State. Eventually, he'll come back whenever he's going to come back and go to a team and probably maybe do good. But we got to also realize as fans, you got to look at who is your coach. What is his coaching mindset? What type of staff do he want? Sometimes coaches mess up. You can see, I even look at Nick Saban to what's the other guy, man? There's a couple more guys I was going to mention. They even messed up on thinking, like, okay, I maybe need this offensive coordinator, and then you get this offensive coordinator, and he might don't be the right caliber. So a lot of people jumping on this Michigan State guy, which I didn't, personally, I didn't think he should have came to Miami, but it was his result. Meaning, it was only 3 people that crystal ball was looking at, and he was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought maybe he could do a culture change, but you can't run that same type of scheme from Michigan and try to bring it to Florida or Miami. And you got to look at these players, because some of these players didn't play. I mean, some of them played last year, but they didn't play all those games. You realize, you had a bunch of little players that you're bringing in, and you want to make them a star, but you got to find that one piece, that one person. And I asked the question to you, Coach, hey, all these receivers that we have during the spring, during the summer, December, you tell me y'all couldn't find one besides Retro? That's his name. I hope I said his right. I hope I said his name right.
Xavier Restrepo. Yeah, Restrepo.
Okay. Oh, Restrepo. I'm sorry. Is it one receiver? You telling me he's the only receiver? That's the only thing I don't really get. That's the only thing I probably don't get, because I'm like, y'all spend time with these players. All these players. But I also had to give grace. You got to give them you got to give them time. Maybe you're not ready to really the shine, or you're not really ready to go, because you're just not ready. And I see it in some of them players. I'm like, some of them not ready. I ain't saying they're sorry. I'm just saying they just not ready. But it's a shame. It's crazy, Coach A.
Mm-hmm.
If one of these players right now, I got you a prime example. The running back from Alabama came from what? Georgia Tech, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing when you'll leave from one school and you'll go to Alabama or maybe LSU, or even Tennessee or Georgia, you'll turn up. I need to understand, why is it that?
Well, you're surrounded by better players. You're surrounded by better players, right? And so that guy that missed the block when you were at Georgia Tech is now at Alabama making the block. So you are still who you are, but you also see the inverse, right? You also see guys who were good at some places and go somewhere and don't pan out as well. But usually when you surround yourself with better talent, your talent comes out. And so with that being said, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs was maybe an under the radar guy coming out of high school. And I think Nick Saban saw in him kind of what maybe Josh Heupel saw in a Hendon Hooker. The amount of potential that's there, but we got to get them better players. And that's what happened. And one of the guys, I forgot who put it up here. I mean, we talked about Tennessee. And again, I'm taking their chat to be fact. that 36 players left when Jeremy Pruitt got fired. Remember, 36 players leave that program, and they replace that. And now in year two, you're basically a year and a half, not even year two, but in a year and a half, they are now ranked number one in the nation and have beaten one of the top programs that is constantly in the playoffs, which is Alabama. That's big.
Yeah.
But here's back to your point. You were bringing up something about players. One thing about Miami's players, a lot of people kind of overlook. I've talked about this before, is that they are young also. Not an excuse. That is the reality.
Right.
Think about it. Right. The oldest dudes on the field from the receiving corps is Mallory and Restrepo.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Keyshawn Smith played last year a little bit. I mean, not a little bit. He played time, but we're talking about a significant target, right? Romello didn't play. Right. Brashard Smith didn't play. And I'm not talking about they getting 25 plays for a whole season. I'm talking about significant playing time. Okay? Henry Parrish is new. Rooster was here last year, but remember, he was the third string running back behind Cam Harris and Chaney, and both of them got hurt.
Yeah.
So he was thrust in the fire to be the starter, and they ran him to sleep. TVD is only beginning of the season was only a 6-game starter, maybe a 7-game starter. I mean, we're talking about we're talking about young guys. They like Tyler Van Dyke has been here 3 years. This is in his 3rd year. But he's only had 6 games plus this game, so he's technically only played, what are we now, 7, 8, 9? So he's only 14 games into this deal. Well, not even because he was just hurt. So there's a lot of youth out there as well that we're not considering for why we're having some of the mishaps we're having. And so the beautiful thing about this, when you talk about changing culture, is they're young. That's young clay. That clay ain't got hard yet. You can still mold it into what you want it to be. So even when people keep going back to these are Manny's guys, they weren't Manny's guys for long. Think about it. These guys were not Manny Diaz guys. If we want to blame Manny Diaz for them, they're not Manny Diaz guys for long. They weren't their 3-4 year old dogs in the yard. These dudes were young puppies, and they can be corrected. I just think there's so many. I can't put my finger on it, bro. Especially if you're not in the rooms, not in the meeting rooms, not hearing what's being said, so forth and so on. So we can only speculate to why a lot of these things are happening. But I do have to say this, that we are young. And the good thing about it, Ivy's an older guy on the backside, on the defensive side. Who's another older guy that's on the backside? Al Blades, Ivy. Who else?
And your boy, what's that guy who just came from Georgia, who left transfer from Georgia?
Tyreek Stevenson,
the cornerback.
Yeah,
Stevenson.
but older? No, he is older, but this is only his 2nd year in the program.
Oh, so now I want to ask you a question on that. Since if this is his 2nd year in this program, he would still have more time in the program, or he got to leave?
No, he has 5 years. I don't know what his eligibility, what he has left. He has a total of
okay.
Well, he has 4 years to play. He has 4 years to play.
That's in that class right now are all young and still can be developed over time.
They babies, dog. Like Leonard Taylor. Think about it. He didn't play a lot last year. Najee Kelly's out there. This is his 1st year playing. Mesidor's a new transfer that just came in. Jafari Harvey played last year a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are young. They're still trying to figure this thing out too. And if you could keep this thing together, man, I'm telling you, it could get very good. But you gotta be able to find somebody to spread the glue between these pieces to stick them together. And that's going to come down to your play callers and your coaches. And I think they can do it. It's just unfortunate with all of the experience. And I think here's back to a big expectation. With all of the experience that we have on this coaching staff overall, it has not bonded. The glue has not bonded faster. I think that's the problem. Like, if we would have lost a Texas A&M game and we're competitive in the other losses, I think people would be very optimistic.
Okay.
Think about this. The caliber of coaches that we have on our staff the young talent, like when I was talking to my dog Wood, he just told me we could be talented, not be a good team. But the talent that we have on this team, they're young talent, but there's talent. We were expecting a little bit better performance, to be very honest. And I don't think anybody can argue with that.
I'm right behind you, Hayes. Coach, I was one of those fans. I was like, okay, I was seeing us lose to Texas, and I was seeing us lose to another team, Clemson. I said we might can go 8-4. I was saying by 8-4. I couldn't give us no 10 or 11 because I got to see everything move. But when I started seeing the games, the first, the second, the third, I'm like, oh my God, we're struggling like that.
Yeah,
and then we got players that's hurt. So that means, like you said before, when you was on there with Coach, I think you was on there online and Coach, what's my other guy name? With the dreads.
Wholesome.
Mm-hmm. And you said something to me. Well, you not just me, but a whole bunch of people that was online. You said, do you want, everybody was rah go get Lonnie Kiffin or get Mario. Mm-hmm. And you said something, and I don't think a lot of fans got it, but I got it. You was like, do you want to, not to take nothing from Lenny Kiffin doing what he's doing at Tennessee, at Ole Miss, but you were saying, do you want just one national championship or do you want multiple national championships?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I said. No, but I'm going to tell you what I said because I remember that conversation. I said, would you rather have 10 years of being 10-2, 11-1, winning big bowl games, or 4 years and win one national championship?
And I'd rather take that 10. Because you got to develop these players. And as you develop players, when you're recruiting and they see that you're developing and you're doing well, eventually you're going to fill in all those little holes that you had. And eventually, I ain't going to say all the coaches are going to stay because it's not guaranteed all the coaches that's on the staff right now are going to stay. Some people may say, oh, you know what, I might take this job or I might take this job. You know what I mean? So things can change in a year. It can't change unless you really wanted to stay in Miami. You really got to want to stay here and you got to really want to make you really want to see a dynasty.
Big shout out to Wholesome. He in the chat. He said 10 years. He said smart caller. I say this and I say this, man. So
I love that guy though.
Yeah, that's who shows we were on.
Yeah, guys. Especially Coop. Coop be tripping me out. He tripped me out. My wife loved that dude. She'd be like, who is that guy?
That dude fun. He was dressed up like a Seminole and was riding a pony or something the other day. Or the day maybe.
Oh my God, he is too.
But he's gonna be at the game too, man. So that's good. Everybody's excited to catch up with Coop because Coop lives in Tennessee. Because he lives in Tennessee.
I wouldn't have gotten a car accident. Mm-hmm. My wife was going to buy me some tickets. She was just about to buy some tickets for me, and she said because I had gotten in a car accident, somebody hit me, T-boned me. So I'm not gonna better make that one. I was like, my God, but it's cool. It's cool.
That's good. Well, I'm glad you're all right, man. I'm glad you're cool, brother. And you're on the phone talking to us, man, hanging out with us late night. But I just, damn. Oh, I thought I lost you. I kicked the modem. I thought I turned it off. I don't know, bro. I think
it's it's Coach Hayes is gonna take some time.
Somebody said I'm on mute. Am I on mute?
Huh?
Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. It says, Coach, you mute. Did I mute myself? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear. I know you can, but I don't know. Maybe can the show hear me? Let me know if the show can hear me. Let's see. Give me a thumbs up.
Okay.
Let me know if you got. No, you good. Okay, I don't know. Maybe you were talking about something else. Okay, I just make sure. I just kicked the modem by accident to make sure it didn't mess up. All right, but anyhow,
I think we just need time. Just like you just said, they need time to get to know each other. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If you look at Florida, people don't want. I said, look at Florida. Florida going through almost, but they can right now. If they played us, they probably would beat us. I'm just gonna be 100 right now because that's just what it is.
Florida.
What I've seen, they in the Gainesville, and I see these players. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. Not to down my Kings, but it is what it is. But you have to, as fans, just like Alabama fans, Georgia fans, you think about Georgia, how many times Georgia went to SEC or whatever, and Mark Richt couldn't win no national championship. and he was there 15 years, and he ain't win one.
So that's my point. Would you rather have, and that's really what I thought about that question. And I have to say this, and I know a lot of people may not like this, but that's what I felt about the Mark Richt hire. When I thought Mark Richt got hired, I'm gonna be very honest. When I thought Mark Richt got hired, yeah, but here go. Yeah, I'm with you.
I was thinking the same thing when they hired this dude.
So when they made the Mark Richt hire, here's what I thought. I thought that Mark Richt was getting better players at the time than Miami was getting. He was getting our players. He was getting the Sony Michels, the Isaiah McKenzie, players from down south and out of Miami and Florida and coming up there playing, and could not win it. And he could not get beyond basically what I was saying. 10 years, good 9-3, 10-2 team, mess around and put you to sleep if you don't watch it. That he was really the model of what I was bringing up. Or would you want to have a guy that come in within 4 years, maybe like an Ed Ogeron? Not saying him, but I'm talking about that scenario. These were the two mind thoughts that I had. Would you take an LSU situation, 4 years, win a natty, or would you take a Mark Richt deal who's going to be there 10 years, good teams, going to have players, going to have all that stuff? I mean, those are literally were the two models I was thinking of when I brought that question up. And I say that to say when they hired Mark Richt, I get it, but Mark Richt had some dogs, literally some dogs, not just bulldogs, but some dogs. And I say he couldn't get over the hump. You know what I mean? He couldn't get over the hump. And so the same thing with, I personally, I'll take the LSU deal. Give me that one good year. I'll take it right now, man. It is what it is. We need a shot in the arm, bro. I'll take it. I ain't gonna lie. I'll take the 4 years. Within 4 years, win one natty, then 10 years of just being, 10-2, 11-1 bowl games and all that. Because it's almost, can I say this? And I know my Ohio State fans are going to get mad at me. Somebody asked me, what do I think about Ohio State? I think they're in the same boat. They can't get over the hump.
No. Ohio State ain't nowhere near that boat.
No. But what I'm saying is they can't win the big one. They haven't won since 11, right, with Urban Meyer.
Okay, that's true. The last time they won one was when your boy Troy was on there. Troy?
Yeah.
No. When Urban Meyer was there.
Urban Meyer was there, right? So they can't get over the hump in that sense. Am I right? Yeah. They haven't won one since then. They got very good teams.
But what I'm going to say is on that one, on Ohio, they ain't nothing like Miami 15, 20 years now.
No.
At least they've been there.
No, right. But that's what I'm saying. Ohio State is about to be those teams that 11-1, the good, but can they get the ship? Oh, 2014, I'm sorry. I apologize. 14 was the last time they won one. So what I'm saying for the next,
then they got their behind whooped down there in Miami.
But here's my deal. Hold on. 2014. It is now 2022. So now Ohio State fits the mold of what I'm saying. Very good program, winning ball games, doing this, can't win the chip. They can't get over the hump. So in 2 more years will be the 10-year mark of 2014. Great programs, top talent, all these receivers, quarterbacks. I mean, Justin Fields, you got C.J. Stroud, you got what's the young man that passed away? Dwayne Haskins. I mean, you got running backs.
Yeah, Urban Meyer had a whole lot of quarterbacks. Like it threw me off. I didn't know that dude who left from Ohio State, who left and went to LSU, who won the natty. He was a backup.
Oh, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, the quarterback.
I'm like, this man had backup on backup on backup. And I'm like, and so now I want to ask you a question, Coach A.
And hold on, last thing, and remember, your boy came from Ohio State. When did Devontae Smith? Williamson. One of them came from Ohio State and went to Alabama, the receiver.
Oh yeah. They thought he wasn't good, Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They talking about he wasn't that good, and he went over there to Alabama and just turned it up. I'm like, well, hold on, you just said this boy was sorry, and this man over here catching like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What would and a lot of people will, a lot of people don't, I guess they're against Urban Meyer, whatever. It is what it is. What you think? I'm gonna ask you this question. What would you have thought if they would have had messed around and gave Urban Meyer this opportunity? Like
to come to Miami?
What would your initial, like, if he was right? Let's say, for instance, he was interested at that time. I'm just saying. I ain't saying he is. I'm just throwing it out there.
To come to Miami?
It just came to Miami.
So he's a guy.
What was your first thought?
So he's the guy. Now here's what baffles me, and I've said this before.
Okay.
So, excuse me. When I came out now, I said I would have preferred Lane Kiffin when the whole the hiring of the new coach was going on. I was more for Lane Kiffin than Mario. Still for Mario.
Okay.
It's not an answer, right? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But my preference was Lane. Okay, fine. Now here's the second part, right? I don't understand, because if you bring up Lane Kiffin's name, and it's going to happen in this chat in a few seconds, and I'm going to put it on the board, somebody's going to say, Lane Kiffin, tear your program up. He's going to leave and go to such and such, right? They're going to put that. And that's okay. But when Urban Meyer name comes up, nobody ever says the same thing about him that they say about Lane Kiffin. And Lane Kiffin has no evidence of everything they accuse him of, but Urban Meyer has all the evidence.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer, you starting to see the stuff coming out from Florida. You saw the stuff that happened at Ohio State, right? You see him now. He was at Jacksonville. Everywhere he's been, a trail of stuff follows him wherever he goes.
And it's weird.
But nobody holds him accountable for his things that are out there and documented. But nothing about Lane Kiffin is documented. He's never been sanctioned. He's never been in trouble. And there you go. I knew it was coming. Yeah, Urban wins natties though. But so there's my question. Hold on, but here's my question.
Go ahead.
Here's my question. I'm sorry. Urban wins natties, but leaves your program in a debacle.
Yeah.
Urban leaves your program in a debacle. He is literally didn't fly back on a team plane with the Jaguars so he could sit in the bar and put his hand on some girl's butt. And he's married. Lane ain't married. Oh, he's with the girl. Lane's not married. So what? See, they want to find anything they can. Lane Kiffin to leave your program high and dry. Never left. He only left Tennessee for his dream job. I'm not going to go over that over and over. But so did Mario. Mario just left Oregon for his dream job.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't leave FAU for Ole Miss?
I think the fans need to realize Lane Kiffin was young, and he was like just getting started when he left. I think was it Tennessee, because he left Tennessee for that, whatever that situation was, and he went to Alabama for a year and a half.
I think
because no, he was at USC.
2 or 3
He was at
years.
USC. Mm-hmm. When he at USC?
Yeah, he was at USC. They were under sanctions and still went 10-2 under sanctions.
Exactly.
In the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And they banned him from that, and they lied to him. But you have to remember this, like you just brought up a very valid point too. Lane Kiffin was young. Lane Kiffin was a head coach at the Raiders at 34 years old.
Yep. Yeah.
So then he gets the job at Tennessee for a year, and he leaves and goes to USC, his dream job. They lied to him, told him, because remember, Pete Carroll and Reggie Bush and them boys got the sanctions. They didn't know. As soon as he gets hired as the coach, the sanctions come in a couple of months later. They took 30 scholarships away from him. And he still the first year didn't hurt him. But the second year you start seeing it going down, and still won those games. And again, they fired him at USC. He didn't leave. Even with all that happened, they fired him at USC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
anyway, yeah, we could talk about that forever, man. Like I said, we more to talk about football, but I'm gonna let some of these other guys get in here and get these calls, man.
Okay.
But we've been on the phone
All right.
35
Thanks,
minutes,
Coach
man.
Toy.
All good, baby.
All right.
Thanks,
Kane.
man. Yes, sir. Bye now. All right, man. You got more than one to call. Like I said, I'm just doing it. Let me see a Peanut. We got another Peanut bill to do. Y'all have one more win and stop playing. I don't know what he's talking about, but we'll find out. Peanut. Peanut, what's up with you, man? Is that one tooth I see? Is that only one tooth I see on the screen right there? Yeah, we got to help you out, man. I know somebody that knows somebody. We can get you some goals. But they're going to say Canes in the front. Canes. Let me see, what does he say, Quan? No, Coach Lane knew he was at USC at that. Huh? Coach Lane knew he was at USC at that time. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to understand what that means. Lane said Lane would be a god awful hire for us. I hate to say this. I hate to say this, man. I disagree. I think that dude is he embodies the Miami culture. He embodies the trash talking. I just think people don't like him because he's brash. He's abrasive. I mean, he's cocky. But that's what you want. That's what we are. That is the Miami way, bro. The dude told Jimbo Fisher, got a Joker costume. He basically called the man a clown, bro. Somebody's studio, what's up? He said, my point is the only scandal Urban really had was a bar. No. Urban had a thing with the guy Zach Smith, right? It was always a bunch of stuff going on around him. I think he always insulated himself. But one thing I can tell you as a head coach, you know everything that goes on in your program. Dog, do you know these head coaches know when some of these players' girlfriends are pregnant before they find out? I'm telling you, when you're dealing with this much money, I'm telling you, these coaches know what's going on. Now, he may have insulated himself, but that's the case. Donald, what's up? Who's blocking your comments, Donald? Maybe the algorithm. If you put curse words or a bunch of emojis, they block it out automatically. They hold it for review. So I don't know what's happening, but if Ellen blocking them, then they deserve to be blocked. I had to put it to you like that. I'm gonna go with the producer. So she blocking them, then it is what it is. But usually, sometimes they get held up because if you use curse words or use certain trigger words, it will block your comment automatically. Zach Smith was cleared. No, he may have been cleared, but people, you have to remember this: the accusation is more deadly than the result. The accusation alone is more deadly than the outcome. You see it all the time. You see it all the time. This person accused, or now they throw in the word allegedly, but people are talking as if it's a matter of fact. But just because you throw the word allegedly, it clears you of all any wrongdoing of saying it's certain. But when you go talk at the water cooler at work, man, you heard about what's his name did? You don't say allegedly. So those are the things that happen, man. You could curse, you just got to change it up a little bit. I mean, you got to put some asterisks in there, some stars or something else. Spell it with PH instead of F, if you know what I'm saying. But he had a real kill on his team at Florida. Yeah, this dude out here gunning people down and catching touchdowns at the same time. But here's the deal. You're right, Coach, and that's why Urban Meyer's name is Smear. I don't even like that guy. McCain. Yeah, I mean, bro, he got a job. They already talking about him getting a Nebraska job, maybe the Auburn job. The guy's in reporting on the news right now. I mean, not reporting, but a commentator for, I forgot what channel he's doing it with. But it's interesting, Crazy Kane. So do you think Mario is the Butch Davis of this Miami and Lane Kiffin take over and Miami win a natty like Larry Coker did? Ooh. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. Come on, dog. Let me pull out my hand, dog. What's up with this cat, dog? Who is this dude? Seth. Coach Hayes, do you want me to tickle you? Would you giggle? Yeah, I giggle as soon as I slap your face, man. Get out of here with that foolishness, man. Baby Shaq, here you go again, catching bodies and touchdowns. Get out of here, Baby Shaq. I ain't messing with you tonight. Yeah. Tickle, would you giggle? He keep cutting you off, Coach. Who is he? Maybe you behind. Maybe you paused it or something. But anyway, I love Lane, but the financial buy-in doesn't come with Lane. We might win more games in 1 year with him. Might. That's not a guarantee, but we'd score points for sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that was a big thing that Coach Cristobal did was with the buy-in with the cash. I totally agree with you. I don't think that was a priority to Lane Kiffin. And I think, well, I know this. That is also why I wanted Lane Kiffin more than I wanted Mario Cristobal, especially at the time, was because I thought that Lane could do more with less, meaning he didn't have to have, the bells and whistles in order to be successful. And I knew that maybe Mario did. He needs that bigger staff. He needs those things. I think that Lane Kiffin could have done better with less, if that makes sense, in a sense, because he's it's two separate entities with him. It's him in the football program, in my eyes, and in the school. That's how I kind of look at it with him. Hey, a lot of people don't know what that means, boy. That's funny, though. I use that all the time. That boy a booger. Hey, Donald, that boy a booger, man. Y'all go ahead and call in right here, man. Let's get a couple phone calls. I'm going to get off of here in 2 hours. I got 19 minutes left. It's already 12:19. Man, what's up with this cat, man? Hold up, man. I'm finna backhand this dude, man. Hold up, man. Get your behind up out of here, man. What's up with this dude, man? Matter of fact, hey, just turn the volume up, man, and cut the screen off, man. What's up with this cat? My pronouns is he and him. He finna whip your behind, and him don't play that. Anyway, 43423 area code. Caller, talk to me. Give your name, where you calling from.
Hey, this is Seth. Do you need to tickle?
Get your behind off my line with that foolishness, sir. Man, you here to talk some football, man? You here to talk about your pillow talking, man? What's up with you, man?
Hey, how about them Tennessee boys? You know we coming for Georgia on Saturday.
Y'all coming for Georgia, man? What y'all gonna do, man? Seth, what y'all gonna do? I mean, I'm a Rocky Top Tennessee. I get it. Talk to me.
Well, first of all, you're going to try to slow Tennessee down, but you're not going to stop them. Hendon Hooker in that offense, Jalen Hyatt. And now here's the thing people are forgetting. You got Cedric Tillman back. So that brings another side of physicality that Brew McCoy has. Okay, so you got two physical guys. Look, Georgia's secondary, they're going to have to deal with some physical Tennessee receivers. Georgia's talking about putting hands on folks. Tennessee wants all that smoke. And I can guarantee you we're going to run the ball. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? I'll really look for Tennessee to win this football game. I'll hang up and listen.
I couldn't even ask a question. I was going to ask him a question, but I'm glad I had a Tennessee fan call in. I would love to hear a Florida State fan call in. But yeah, man, I think Tennessee wins this game. I think it's going to be a very good game. I have to be very honest. It's crazy. This game is at 3:30. The tailgate open at 3:30. So guess what? I'm going to be watching this thing, boy. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching this thing and see how it play out. If I got to watch it on my phone, I'm going to definitely make it happen in that sense. Larry Frank, yeah, I saw your comment. Oh, here we go. Seth, is this you again?
What was you going to ask me?
Oh, okay. No, I was going to ask you just a follow up. First of all, what happened to Tillman? Why was he out? Because I don't know. I don't know what happened to him.
Against Akron, he caught a little curl route, about 5 yards and curled, and the Akron guy hit him low. Akron was going for our ankles all game. You know, they knew they was going to get blown out, so all they wanted to do was try to, you know, play dirty. And Tennessee Tennessee coaches talked about that actually, and everybody knew. You know, when Heupel went over there to look at Tillman when he was down, he glared at that Akron coach. Everybody was pissed off about it. So, anyways, he had one of those surgeries that Tua Tagovailoa had, where it basically healed his tendon or something, and healed it quick. One of those, you know, state of the art procedures. So he's ready to roll, man.
All right. And then my second question is, why do you think, being a Tennessee fan, why do you think they have so much success so quick?
I think it has to do with, first of all, Heupel. You know, people forget he's a former Heisman Trophy runner-up, so he's a quarterback. He's got that quarterback mentality. You know, he's thinking. So right now, he's scheming up Georgia. He's in there with Alec Golesh. They're scheming Georgia up defensively, and then Hooker, the quarterback. You know, you're gonna win with him. Mm-hmm. So you know, you look at them. I was born and raised in Knoxville. They recruited me a little bit for quarterback. I ended up playing college and semi-pro in West Virginia, so I'm a quarterback too. So you look at Heupel, you look at Hooker, they're on the same page. You know, they're looking to exploit matchups. And there's something about this Tennessee team that's special. You know, there's something about this group. You know, they're not the most talented group, but they're giant killers. And I think they're going to win the football game. I think they believe they're going to win the football game. And, you know, they're going in that stadium with a lot of confidence.
No, I agree, man. So I see you say you played quarterback. Is that what you told your center before you went up under the? If I tickle, would you giggle? And you laughing at that, boy. I don't know about you Tennessee cats, boy. Is that what they call it, Knoxville?
Man, I had to say something to stir the string up.
Nah, I got you, man. I appreciate it, man. But I appreciate you, man. Yeah, hey, man, make sure you're a fan. I'm putting some videos out. Let me see. I got right here Tennessee. Who do I have that was just committed to Tennessee and I'm supposed to be doing a film? Oh, Caleb Beasley. So Caleb Beasley just committed to Tennessee. I believe he plays corner, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. They got him. They got another talented guy from South Carolina, Mazio Bennett. You know, Beasley, that's a huge guy to keep home. And, you know, so I think what they're doing right now with they're number one in the playoff, they're number two in the AP, I believe. I think that's really resonating with the 24s and the 25s. You know, the icing's pretty much on the cake for this 23 class. But, you know, moving forward with these younger kids, you know, they're seeing this right now. They're seeing us beat Alabama. They're seeing us, you know, wipe up the ground with Kentucky. So I think the recruiting is just going to do nothing but sky's the limit.
All right, man. Well, I'll definitely be watching, man. I appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Hope you subscribe and get some more of them Knoxville fans. Listen, man, I'll be doing these videos. I need. Remember, I'm a Kane fan, but I'm a football fanatic. Right? I need everybody, man. So when I put these videos out, I need you guys. It take a lot of work for these WREs, man. So get them 100,000 that's over there in Neyland Stadium and the Vol Navy to come subscribe to the channel, bro.
Hey, did y'all really have 8 turnovers the other day?
We did, bro. We surely did. 8.
Just when everybody was talking about Miami's going to be back, y'all going, my goodness, bro.
It was bad, bro. And like I said, I can't call it. I would have never saw 8 turnover, but we never had that problem. We may have turned the ball over here 2 or 3, but 8. I mean, golly, before it was the dropsies, then it was this, and then it was missing tackles, then it was missing the blocks, and couldn't score in the red. So every week is something different. So it'd be super interesting to find out. But at least we didn't do 6 in one quarter. At least we didn't have 6 in one quarter like Wake Forest did against Louisville.
I'll say this real quick too. When we were watching the Tennessee-Florida game, Tennessee was beating Florida, and my dad played quarterback at Middle Tennessee State, and Middle Tennessee State was whipping Miami. So we were just like, Tennessee boys are whipping Florida boys tonight, and we were having an absolute party.
I bet y'all were, man. Hey, that's what it is. I tell people this all the time. One thing about it, I got big shoulders. I could take it, right? Give it to me. And I want y'all to give me everything you got, because when it's my turn, no holds barred, baby. I'm like class on Saturday. What is it? School on Saturday. I ain't got no class. I'm coming hard. So give me everything you got. You know what I'm saying, Seth?
Hey, man, appreciate you having me.
I love it, man. Appreciate it, man. Rocky Top, Tennessee, man. Tell Smokey to go eat some dog food, man.
And go balls, baby.
All right, baby. All right. That boy a booger, but he cool with me. All right, we got a couple more calls in here. I saw that just came through. Here we go. 404. We got ATL in the building. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from?
Coach, man, Sean, I'm calling from Atlanta.
I see you. Talk to me, Sean. What's going on with you?
Not too much, man. Just not even a fan of really any college team, man. Just a fan of you and what you do, man. So
I appreciate that, man.
I tune into you frequently, brother. But I had to call the rebuttal to that Tennessee fan, man.
Okay,
I recommend he watch your WRE on Malachi Starks. If he thinks those wide receivers for Tennessee gonna be physical with Mr. Malachi, he got another thing coming for him.
Malachi, the real deal, isn't he, man?
That dude is something special. I found him literally by watching your WREs. Showed him to everybody I know. I said, guys, this is the greatest high school film I have ever seen.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
And it's translating. It's translating to college. I'm gonna tell you who else was like that. The Travion Henderson film. When I watched his high school film, man, and it's translating. And look what they're doing. They're playing as true freshmen, right? They were playing as true freshmen, so it shows.
Exactly. Yeah. I was literally telling my buddy that, like, I'm a true fan of the sport of football in general. I don't give this out to many college players, but Malachi, just watching him play, I mean, I can't help but think there's maybe 10 to 12 teams in the NFL that could start him tomorrow if they needed to.
Yeah, he's a and then think about it, they're catching a cat like Troy Bowles coming in next year. Oh my God.
Exactly. But man, you need to keep your head up with Miami, man. I've been tuning into y'all too, man. Jesus Christ.
Listen, bro, I say the same thing. I be in this thing, man. I had this meals. I be talking Spanish. I be in Creole. I be doing it all, man.
Like 4 overtimes with who was it? Virginia?
Bro, we got 4 overtimes with Virginia. The week before that, we had 8 turnovers. The week before that, let me go through this. 4 overtimes with Virginia, 8 turnovers in North Carolina. Hold on, let me see here. Let me go backwards. Middle Tennessee. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me do this. Listen, I'm gonna go backwards. 4 overtimes with Virginia. So we were fighting to be second worst in the conference. We had 8 turnovers against Duke. We go to Virginia Tech. We come out and almost give the game up. End up winning at 20-14. North Carolina, we lose 27-24. But we throw for 500 yards but can't score. Middle Tennessee, we get blown up by them. 5 big plays, 45-31. Texas A&M I had to be honest, it was a decent game. I think.
No, I saw the Texas A&M game. I actually thought you guys played a damn good game. I thought actually you might have actually been able to build off that.
Yeah, we could have done that, but if we would have kicked those field goals, we could have actually won that game off of straight field goals, believe it or not. It's then Southern Miss and then Bethune-Cookman. So we're going to find out what the new episode, like this is as the U turns. We don't know what's coming next. That was like a soap opera. We don't know if Victor going to kill Cricket. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's happening.
Man, I'm 28, man. So growing up, man, when you hear the U, man, you just think of Andre Johnson, like the, you know what I'm saying? The U, like the U, the real U. But man, I got one more question for you, man. I might have missed it. I just went and just got all work. You think Mario gonna make it one more year, man? Because y'all going, man.
Yeah, he'll make it another year. Listen, whether we want to or not, he gonna make it another year. It costs too much. He'll definitely make it another year. Yeah. Now again, I have to be honest. This year is his kind of excuse year. You gotta see.
Not his guy.
You gotta see improvement next year, dog. Like we can't. I don't want to hear that. My players, my culture, my customs, bro. I'm sorry. In today's football, we got
2 Hall of Famers on your coaching staff, man. Like,
come on. Like, I'm
got
sorry.
Jason Taylor, Ed Reed. Like, this is all stars we talking about.
You got former head coaches on your head on your defense. I mean, Broyles award-winning coordinator. Like, so next year, I have to be very honest. That's why I say I didn't have any expectations this year. But next year, bro, I'm not saying it's a natty winning next year's season, but bro, we can't have a Middle Tennessee debacle.
No,
we can't have. Yeah,
not.
we can't have those. I don't mind a couple close games here and there where they're supposed to be, but you can't just have straight catastrophic failures in next year's season, right? You can't.
Who's your quarterback next year? I honestly, if TVD doesn't go pro, I could see him hitting that portal in a heartbeat because I mean the offense just does not fit him. And if you've watched any Miami game, you can kind of tell.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. But we can't for what has been invested, for who we have, right? Because money doesn't solve it. But money also brought in some good coaches, I believe, who are all good within their own right.
Definitely.
Yeah, you got to get some more talent in there. And they're going to be, these young kids are going to be a year older under this regime and under this culture change. So I expect big things next year. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, on November 3rd, 2022 at 2:33 a.m., at 12:33 a.m., that I expect bigger things next year than what we're seeing this year. And I think that's only fair.
You know what they say, Coach, man. You got all those powerhouse coaches, man. You can't. Only one man can drive the plane, man. It might be too many egos in that room.
Maybe.
You guys
we'll find out.
Yeah, that's maybe, man. Former head coaches, Hall of Famers, Mario. I'm an Eagles fan living in Atlanta, man. I could have told y'all leave the Morgan head coaches alone after Chip Kelly came to my team and completely blew it up, and we had to rebuild. And God knows we just now recovering from what Chip Kelly did in 1 year.
Yeah.
You can lead them Morgan coaches alone, man. They come mess you up.
Yeah, man. That's cool, man.
I'm going to keep tuning in to your coach, man. I appreciate you taking my call, brother, man. Keep it up, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot, man.
For sure.
Bye now. All right, good call, man. Trying to see. They get Donald them getting into Kellen Hurt to Tennessee. That's when your boy had his saying, "I'm a soldier." They was going for my legs. Huh? If they ain't hurt me, if I ain't hurt them, they would hurt me. Yeah, bro. But anyway, I'll take a few. Oh, I'll take this call right here. All right, another 850 Panhandle. Talk to me, man. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What they do, Coach? Coach Carter, bottom 1155, baby.
Bottom, talk to me, man. How y'all season come out, man?
Woo, freshman squad, we finished 2-5. Right now, the varsity, they ranked number 7, so they win, they end.
Okay.
Friday.
All right, there it is, man. So talk to me, man. What's on your mind?
Man, a lot on my mind. Listen to everybody, man. Everybody need to get this microwave mentality out their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want a microwave team. I mean, I know we had a bunch of mishaps and some losses that we took that was unbelievable, but we don't got all the ingredients for this recipe. We want to run a power game, you know what I'm saying? Power spread. We ain't got no power. You gotta look at that offensive line. We might make a burst a good run, and then somebody gonna miss a block. That's gonna set us back 2-3 yards. So all in all, and dude that just said maybe we got too much ego or whatever at that coaching staff, man, you crazy. When these cats get these guys rolling in, and as y'all can see, it's gonna be on and popping. So when you can get blown out by Middle Tennessee State and the number 1 player in the nation, in my opinion, says I'm coming to the U, I ain't even worried about it. Just everybody get that microwave mentality out your mind, man.
Yeah. So
we're on one building today.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too, right? Here's another thing we have to, as all fan bases, but especially right now because I deal so closely with this fan base with the live shows and so forth. I get this question a lot, whether it's DMs in Twitter, Instagram, on the shows, in the chat. Coach, whose fault is it that? That's the question. It always starts off, Coach, whose fault is it that? And then whatever. And it's never one person. I pointed out, I don't know if you saw the good, bad, and ugly, and I keep trying to plug it because that should be big right there. because I want people to actually go and watch those good, bad, and uglies. So when you watch the next week game, you have something to reference to when we're talking about these games. But do you remember it was 3rd and goal on the 3 or 4 yard line right before the end of the game? And I think in the video I messed up and said kick the field goal for the half, but it's actually the 4th quarter. But I wasn't going back and redoing the whole video. But anyhow, we got a false start. And the false start pushed us back 5 yards. So now
or was that the illegal substitution?
Oh, maybe it was illegal substitution. Yes. Maybe
it was illegal substitution.
So now illegal substitution, right? Now it's 3rd and goal from the 13 or from the 9 or something like that. Whatever it was. I can't remember the details. Yeah. And so now you say to yourself, what do you call? I don't disagree with the run call, right? Because it does throw them off because they did spread out to defend the pass. And we blocked it extremely well. We fall short 2 yards. But again, we got to kick the field goal because it's 4th down now in order to tie the game to go into overtime. But those are the type of things that is why you can't particularly call one person out. You can't say it was this person's fault. It was that person's fault. Yeah, that illegal substitution at that moment right there was a killer because I think we could have punched it in right there. We had the momentum.
Exactly.
We could have punched it in, won that game, and got out of there. Luckily, we still won that game. Luckily, they didn't convert. You understand what I'm saying? There was a lot of things that happened in that game, but that's why we have to stop saying, Coach, whose fault is it that? Yeah. And that's what we do a lot of.
And it's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both of coaching and execution. You know what I'm saying? Because actually, we won the game. And the defense didn't give up. They gave up a big. They bend, but they didn't break. You know what I'm saying? The offense drove the ball down, just couldn't punch it in. But Dallas made his field goals. So it wasn't pretty, but at least we won the game. Yeah. When we easily could have laid down and lost. Easily.
Yeah, studios.
So I think you got certain people starting to buy in. And we should see a different team come Saturday.
Well, we've been saying that every week, brother. And I have to be honest. I'm not a pain freak. I'm just gonna ride this thing out. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna enjoy the fans. I'm gonna enjoy the other YouTubers. I'm gonna enjoy family. I'm gonna enjoy my city, and I'm just gonna enjoy a game. And if it comes out great, it is. If it's not, I'm okay with that as well. Because, like I said, for me, he is now creating a baseline for my expectations for next year. Now, when next season comes, Coach Hayes gonna lay out some expectations because you've had your opportunity to set the bar. And wherever you set it, that's
I remember you saying that earlier in the season.
Yeah. You can't go any lower. The bar never goes down. It only goes up. So I'm going to expect that. But I got real quick before you go. Studio One Live says, Coach, you buy that Mario intentionally tried not to cover the 3-point spread. You saw refs talking it over with him. Studio, stop it. I don't think that coach out there worried about no 3-point spread. That boy trying to win the ball game, man. So no, I don't believe that he was worried about the 3-point spread. I'm not saying you're saying that, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah, man. So I appreciate your call, man. As always, I'm about to get up off this deal. I just was a little bored. I always said I wanted to start a thing. It's gonna call Coach's Couch, where you come sit on the couch and vent, let it out.
Right. No, you need to have that on Sundays.
That might be a good deal.
For late Saturday. Yeah.
Well, I do the post games on the pre and post on Saturday, but I figure like a Wednesday or something.
That's true too.
I get everybody their chance, but just Coach's Couch, man, where people can come and just vent, talk, whatever y'all want to talk about. Let's do it, man. And like I say, I know a lot of Kane fans follow this, but I do want to broaden this deal to open it up to everybody because, I know some people have left comments, bro, and say, "Oh, if it ain't Canes, I don't want to watch it." Well, to me, you limiting your knowledge base. You got to learn from other things. I don't know why people don't want to see anything else but that. Like, bro, I was sitting here earlier watching the Western Michigan game. in the Northern Illinois. Like I'll watch anything. You understand what I mean? Like because you can always learn.
Like, I watched that, and I watched the Kent State and what that Buffalo yesterday. I watched those 2 games too last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love ball, man. Pause, but yeah.
Yeah. So Sean
Cole says, man, I see you when you swing into the unfiltered space, man.
Yeah, man. I listen, a lot of times when I come on there, I'm in here working on videos or editing, and I'll put it on and just listen to it, man. And people like, Coach, you want to talk? I'm like, no, I'm good. I like to listen to y'all sometimes because you learn stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You get some knowledge in there too, but you also get that foolishness though. But that's what we about though. We unfiltered.
Listen, I go to I was in a Texas space, man. And them cats, I have to tell you, their opinion is so different, bro. Their opinion is like they riding with your boy Sarkisian, boy. There's some games that I thought with Texas, I'd be like, our fan base would have killed Sarkisian. Like behind the Alabama loss, they would have been like, Sarkisian, this person sucks. And man, them dudes were like, boy, did you see that game? That was a great game. Coach, we're going to get these pieces. Even though Bijan, like they were so optimistic. They were so optimistic. And this is year 3 for him?
2, 3. Yeah. 3.
I think maybe, I know it's definitely 2, but it could be possibly.
Yeah, it ain't no more than 3.
Yeah, no more than 3, but no less than 2.
Year 2. Yeah. But we got that purge coming in the off season though, hopefully.
So what do you mean by that? What do you mean by the purge? What do you mean?
Oh, we got to flip this roster.
Here we go. So I was gonna let you go, but I wanted to talk about that. So I want you to tell me what do you mean by that? Can you explain? Coach me. Tell me what do you mean by that?
Well, I'm like you when it comes to all this. Now I don't study the game, but I listen and I learn it from within our little community we have in the space, and it ain't really majority of the time like Luke say. Saban told him, it ain't about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmys and Joes.
That's right, baby.
And now we got some guys that's been on the team for 3 years holding the scholarship that ain't never gonna see the field. I can't tell you specifically those particular names, but that was brought to my attention. You see what I'm saying? So we have to flip this roster. I mean, a lot of teams have done that and have success with that as well.
So here's my question, and I can understand that, but I like people to. So here's what I've always said about just life, right? Even when I used to have my coaches or whatever, I always tell people this: if you come to me with an issue or a problem, you must also at least present a potential solution. Doesn't mean what you say is the solution, but at least a potential solution. Meaning, if you tell me that you don't like the color red on this wall, then you need to tell me why it should, the potential solution of what it's going to be if it's not going to be red, and why that is. And so I say that to say, because, and I'm just talking because we're on the phone, but this is really to the chat as well.
Right.
We want to do certain things, but you also have to understand why you're doing them and what is your potential solution for the fix. Because now we can add that to the database of all solutions, and maybe we can compile all these solutions and make one big one, if that makes sense. So,
right.
So I was saying this right here at the same time. What would be you saying flip the roster? Okay. So
right.
Why are we flipping the roster?
Because like I said, you have guys that have been in the program that will not see the field based off the information that I was provided, which I'll do my own little research and figure out who those guys are. What you do is now, when you flip your roster, you bring in more young talent and you go into that portal and get you some guys out of that portal now. So now you can also use what you have, like your main guys, you know what I'm saying, that are playing for you right now, the young guys that are playing who will be better next year. going into the second year of the program also allows you to redshirt and develop some of these new guys that's coming in that may not have to play right away because you got those portal guys as well. So it gives us time to actually start building depth and developing kids, which we haven't been doing.
Okay. So like you said, we're going to get rid of some guys. So if you had to go through, and I know you say you don't necessarily know, but just kind of off the top of your head, give me 5 guys, offense or defense, combination of both. Who would you get rid of right now on this team?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I can't tell you that right now. I know it's some offensive linemen.
But I'm saying you watch the game. You watch the games.
Defensive players.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say to you. I ain't gonna call out no individual names, but I'm gonna say there's gonna be some defensive and there's players that are playing too this year that may have to leave on the defense and the offensive side of the ball.
I got you. All right. Well, I was just interested because I always say that when people call, and I take some more calls, I'm up. Coach ain't got nothing to do. But you say Thad Knighton defensive line and some corners. Y'all tough, boy. Yeah, I think Thad Franklin's right.
I mean, you see. I mean, I know the chat know names more than I do.
All right. Well, I want somebody. That's the name of it. I want the chat. Somebody in the chat call in and give us some names based on this conversation we were just having. And like I said, man, I respect the fact, like you said, you don't know them right off the bat, and that's cool.
Right, yeah. I ain't gonna say like I know everything.
Nah, definitely. Well, I don't know who this dude is, but that's hilarious. My son be out here tripping.
But anyway. All right, Coach, man, I'm gonna get up off of here, man. I just had to holler at you because I seen you on. Ain't holler at you in a minute.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Well, yeah, I'll definitely be around if you're at the game, man. Come holler at us at West 21 lot. We'll be live for the pregame.
Oh boy, I'm chilling in the Panhandle.
Okay. Ain't no like 75 to the turnpike. We got you.
Hey, for sure. I already know it.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yo.
Yep. All right. Look at my son right here. Why you still up? You need to be in the bed so you can make your grades so coach can get you that PS5. And I ain't getting you no games. Ask your mama for some games. I just get the PS5. Go ask your mama to download some games. King Kyle, this is live. Huh? Oh, I got my lotto ticket. I got to see if I won. I'm messing around here with y'all. I might be a billionaire up here talking to y'all. Mere mortals. Huh? I'm just teasing. If I won, I give everybody something. Also, let me know if you won $1 billion. How much would you give to the U for a national championship? Put that in the chat. If you won $1 billion Powerball, how much would you give to the U to help them win a national championship? Call or talk to us, 904 area code.
What's up, baby? The Studio One Live.
Studio, talk to me, baby.
I give them a few millions without the champ. If I get $1 billion, right off the rip, and then they win a natty, then they'll get some more of that.
Not me. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got it already. They won't even give coach. Listen, all this work we put in for them, they won't even give coach tickets to the game. Man, look here.
What?
Oh, they don't take care of the community. I have to be honest. We got to do a better job, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We could go on the will call list. We could go on the media list. All this work these Kane YouTubers put in, and Kane's folks, and think about it. We out here paying $150, $200 for tickets. Come on, they could do better than that.
Do you think I saw Florida players getting too deep for like the new age with the social media? They're not the same no more. I'm starting to believe that. I'm starting to believe we waiting on we need these Miami players and these players like Sean Tails and all these players we had got in the past. But we getting these players, we getting James Williams, all these good players. They seem to be 4 or 5 from mine. We ain't getting all of them. Some of them going away, obviously. But they not the same. They a little bit too entitled, and they don't want to put I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong off base with that one.
So I'm gonna say this, studio. I'm with you, but I think all things are relative. What do I mean? We talked about adapting and things like that. Do I think, I don't want to call them soft, but I think their priorities are different because they also have more distractions. Here you go, right here, right? The more you get, the more you take for granted. Think about it. These young men can literally watch film on their phone of their opponent and they won't do it. They can sit right here and watch film on their phone of their opponent. But you know what they'd rather watch on their phone? Highlight tapes of the NFL instead of watching their opponent. They'll sit on YouTube on their phone and watch a doggone Derrick Henry highlight tape from the NFL, which is nothing wrong with that. But prioritizing instead of watching your opponent who you finna play all week long. Also, when I say everything is relative, right? It's not just South Florida kids, it's all kids, bro. All kids.
That's true.
So it's not like, oh, the kids over here are harder than the kids over there. These kids got, I think it's just a sign of the times, and we look through things through our lenses. We look at things back in our day. Because guess what, studio? Do you know that our fathers and our grandfathers looked at us and called us soft?
Yeah, a little bit, and yeah, we were getting softer though.
But they did.
They weren't wrong. Now that you're looking at it, it's getting softer.
No, but they did, right? They did think that. They did think that.
Yeah.
They did think that when they look at it,
they were right.
Man, y'all soft. Y'all got this. Y'all got that. Y'all got, and then it's going to, and guess what? When James Williams and this group of kids, when they come through, they're going to look at their kids and be like, boy, y'all boys soft. It's nothing.
I thought this was going to get cold.
Until they do like Kevin Hart when he was on the show and he told them how to pick him up and put him down when they sacked him. That's how soft it's going to get.
Hey, I want to talk about that last caller. He said he wanted to upend the roster, right? Mm-hmm. How about we play some of the players we haven't seen yet? Like, I couldn't understand. I remember the Middle Tennessee game, right? We were down backs, and we didn't see Devon Perry not one time. I said they could play all the first two games. You could see Lucius Stanley didn't even play that game. I said, what's going on? And we haven't seen him yet.
And everybody was talking about Perry. But you know why you haven't seen him? You're in big game. There's a lot of politics in this, bro. There's a lot of politics in this deal that you mess around and lose a game and you can't justify playing a walk-on. You can't justify that. Because you have to remember, the people in charge are not football coaches. They're thinking.
I almost agree with you with that, coach.
Hold on, hear me out.
Hold on, Steve, but I'm gonna finish. Idea.
Yeah, but I'm gonna finish. The upper brass say, "Hey, this guy's a 4-star. This guy's a 5-star. He's on scholarship. Why are you playing a walk-on over the 4-star guy?" Like those are the things that happens when it comes to the politics of this deal, man.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm. But guess what I said? If you go back and remember at the start of that Middle Tennessee game, we were down to one back. Mm-hmm. I said, there's no excuse for them to not to play now. It's Middle Tennessee. It's not even the big game.
And we got
you know what? The politics is a lot more serious than you think. I ain't gonna get that conspiratorial on here because a lot of people can't stomach what's really going on with Miami behind the closed doors and why we can't win yet and why we've been just consistently coach after coach after coach. Mm-hmm. Not able to just at least get over I ain't even talking about a natty. Just a little bit good. It's no excuse, man. But other than something's being tinkered with in the politician world.
Yeah. No, I mean that's just the politics. That's most places, man. You see some guys come in as walk-ons, and it's like even in high school, right? You got the number one running back. He's a senior, but he been acting up, and you go put the little freshman in, he get his bell rung, and people wonder why, But
It's coach. I don't know if I'm just seeing stuff. For the last 5 years, I consistently seen where we saw a player that look like they is excitingly better, and then they get sat down and we don't see them.
Yeah, and again, right? We're looking at it from Saturdays. What are they doing Sunday through Fridays? And that's the question. And that's the hard thing to see. Like, here's a prime example: Brendan Cox from Florida. I've never heard this in my life. I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never heard a coach say cumulative effects. You dismissed a dude from a team for cumulative effects. That means that he has constantly been doing something over a period of time that we can't take it no more. He got to go. They couldn't even wait. They couldn't even hold him out another 4 games and get rid of him at the end of the season. That means that he's been causing problems over periods of time that they just fed up with him. He got to go. Like that's.
You listen. I know. Did you see the last minute of that game?
Of our game?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I broke the whole thing down.
There's no way you can't tell me. Listen, I sat there and watched last year. Manny Diaz, 3 games. Go back to the NC State game. I know it's probably cloudy in the memory, but the spread went up from 13 to 15. I had a few tickets. I hit on that game. It might have been the other game, but I just know he almost lost that damn game trying not to cover that spread. And I'm sitting there watching him. I said, what the hell is he doing? Does he know how to coach? And it just reminded me of his last game. I said, look, all we got to do, I know we want to run the clock out a little bit. Don't give him no time. But any coach know right now, punch this ball in the goal line. What are we thinking about? Mario, you don't coach that. You got the experience to know how to handle this situation. And then you got the refs having the discussion over there in the corner. Man, I believe I'm gonna end it like this. I'm gonna end this call like this, but I believe in my heart. The refs told him, "Hey, man, Miami is still under these invisible sanctions. Y'all can't cover no spread because ain't nobody making no money off Miami. You can't score a touchdown right now, so you better settle for this goddamn field goal. Y'all gonna kick field goal for field goal, and you're gonna win by 2 points." It's sad.
Studio, you don't
I even sat there and looked at how they allowed us. I got my little betting platform up, and I'm looking at the Middle Tennessee State game, and it was plus 1,300. I said, ooh. I said, no, they ain't going to beat us. I wanted to put the bet in. I said, no, they beat us. I was shocked. I said, you know what? Mario is, he got to be being forced to go in and watch this season, have one of these old bullshit seasons, make it seem like he building it. I just stop it, Mario. And then when they had the Duke game, I said, how are we favored against Duke? It was baffling. And then they had the plus 1,200. Man, I should have took the spread on that one. And we got dropped. I said, man, they letting everybody get paid off us, man. And we're not allowed to cover a goddamn spread this year. And if you could keep arguing and getting mad and all this. No, man. I already understand. It's a ritual. He got to embarrass himself the first season before you take over these big time programs. They're not gonna let his ass win this first year. They did Manning. Listen, that Mark Rick hire. I did a video his first year. He will forget every time. He would say, oh, I forgot to run that in practice. Oh, I forgot to do this. I said, man, this guy got Alzheimer's. And I was joking at the time. He came out recently, said, I had Parkinson's. I knew I had it at Georgia. And I said, man, you knew you had Parkinson's at Georgia. Why in the hell you accepted the Miami job? How did they allow that shit to happen? You mean to tell me he didn't know that condition, the medical insurance that they have? He didn't know that his health was deteriorating, but he accepted the Miami job. Man, stop it, man. They knew he was going to have to quit in middle of rebuilding our program. We were going to have to start over. They gave the goddamn job to the damn mayor's son. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was new. And I was with Manning because he did change our defense around. He changed it for the better. But he wasn't ready for that program. I said, man, boy, the elites, listen. Last thing, I know I was ranting. You let me rant. Thank you. This is the last thing, I promise. You remember back when we played Penn State in 1984, we came out with the fatigues.
I was 7.
And you remember what the broadcaster said? Why in the hell do these guys got this fatigue on? It's unnecessary. Blah, blah, blah. Dog, they hated us ever since then, bro.
I agree.
It's almost like and with the loop thing, with them getting banned and all that popping fuzzy, Dog, they hate Miami. The elite hate us, bro.
Studio.
They really, really do.
Yeah.
And I just hope they just let their foot off our necks. Tell Peanut to invest in Ripple and XRP. It's gonna be the Name Money platform. But man, I thank you for letting me rant on that, man. I had to rant that, bro. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I love Miami to death, bro. And it hurts that they going through this and it ain't their fault. It ain't these kids' fault.
I'm just listening to you. I got you, baby. That's why I say, hey, get on the couch, coach's couch, man. Come let it off. It's something on your mind, let it off.
Coach's couch.
Coach's couch.
Martin know damn well we supposed to be at least 5-1 right now. 6-1 right now. At least. But maybe I think they're gonna let us off the hook next year, man. I thought it was gonna be this year.
We're gonna find out. But we got 158 in the building, man. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button. It's just impromptu tonight. Nothing scheduled, just popped on. I was playing around on the computer on the settings, watching other people's shows. And I said, hey, man.
You're right, I got a pack of coos.
They say you got a pack of what?
The dude in the chat said I got a pack of coos.
Oh, in a fifth. In a fifth of that,
no
that
fifth.
old granddad.
No fifth. No, I don't drink too much. I drink a little something, but might blaze a little something here and there. That's it. But I'm waiting on some soccer game right now. And hey, I got the China lock. I don't know if anybody bet on soccer, but a soccer league tonight. Bet on Beijing Professional, Shandong Taishan, Shanghai Shenhua, Chengdu Rongxing, Kunshan, and the other two might be a draw, but I gave y'all some locks. I don't know if y'all bet on that China League, if y'all bet on soccer.
Hold on.
I gave y'all some locks tonight, boy.
Hold on, studio. Whoa. Hold on. Studio, wait. Stop right there. What did you just say, bro?
The China Super League, soccer. They play at 3:30 in the morning.
Okay, what's the name of these teams?
Okay, China Super League. Shanghai Shenhua.
Okay, what else?
Shandong Taishan. No, straight up. Okay. I'm gonna type them. I type them in the chat. Beijing Professional, Chengdu Rongxing, and Wuhan 3 towns. Man, them locks, bro. Man, I be tearing this China League up, bro. I promise you.
Where do you watch this at, dog? Like, where can you watch this? on ESPN.
Okay, I'm gonna just give you the app right here. This app right here, they'll let you see the scores, see the tickers, etc.
Oh God!
And they'll let you even look at the teams, look at their standings. See, you know what I'm saying? It took me 3 or 4 years to really learn these leagues, but I bet on all the World Soccer League. I'm finna start a soccer channel, giving out little picks. Yeah.
Hey, Blizzy, that boy loose. That boy said the Chinese Super League.
That's where that money at. That's football. That NFL shit, they robbing us, bro. they setting up games so bad, bro. I said, man, fuck that NFL, man. That's soccer. I can go wade over the world and find some locks.
All right, do me a favor. Can I get? Well, I gotta let you go, man. You killing me. What? Tell me. I need one game. Who are they playing again? I need the 2 teams they're playing again. That's a lock. That's a definite win. But I'm putting my money on. Since I ain't win the billion right now, I need to go ahead. I ain't win a billion, so I need to go ahead and.
You want 2 locks. Okay, you just want a soccer tomorrow. You don't got to be China League. It could be a game tomorrow.
Okay, I just need one.
You got. Let me see. Let me see the league. Okay, you got Europa. You got Europa League group stage. Arsenal. They're gonna blow Zurich out. Get that? That's a lock. And Real Betis. Them 2 locks tomorrow in the Europas.
In the Europas? What is that?
Europa League. That's the one of the most popular world soccer. The Europa League group stage. Yeah, they play tomorrow at 1:45. Some play at 3.
Bro, I swear I can't.
Listen, you get plus money for a lot of them games. See, when you bet on a favorite in football, you got to play -160 minus. You ain't get paid. With soccer, it might be plus 120, plus 1. You get plus money most of the time. Now, sometimes you're not, but there's a lot of time you're getting plus money.
All right. So listen, studio. I'm going to say this and I'm getting off of the studio. Listen. I just need them. I need those top 3 names again, man. I just need them and I'm good.
For the Europa or China?
The Chinese names are the best names. Sorry.
All right. Go with Zing Professional.
How you spell that?
ZHEJIANG. Professional.
So hold on. They got an Asian name, but American professional. All right, okay, I got you now. I'm following you. Okay, go ahead. Next.
Xing Du Rong Xing. CHENGDU. Rong Xing. RONG CHENG.
Say that again.
CHENGDU. RONG CHENG. And Kushan. KUNSHAN. They're my 3 best ones I like.
All right, hold up.
I really
I'm
like
send it right now to my bookie. I'm sending it to the bookie right now. Got him.
All right, Coach, man. Don't forget about Arsenal and Real Betis tomorrow.
All right, hey, somebody asked, was the Wu-Tang Clan gonna be on there? They playing tomorrow?
Hey, boy, I'm about that money, man. I understand. He don't bet, so he don't understand.
Studio, I love it, man. But I appreciate you, dog, as always, man. Thank you for always supporting us, man. I don't know what it is every time I get ready to get off here, it's always these last few calls that make it perfect.
Okay, that hype you up, got you cracking up, man. All right, God bless you, boy. Love the channel. Peace.
All right, baby. I don't know how we went from college football to Asian football, but I have to say this. I'm going to tell y'all, I told you we're going to call it the team. I like it. I like that name. It's clean, the team. But the same people I see right now at 1:11 a.m., that's Eastern Standard Time, is the same people I see at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Telling you, y'all got it. Y'all be in here, man. I appreciate y'all for always rocking with us. My man Studio, he ate it up, boy. But I tell you this, why I like to have the phone lines. This is why. I like to interact with the people. I love to hear what y'all point of view is. And y'all bring nothing but joy to my life. I got to tell you, boy. Hold up. Right here. There you go. Kane Gang 229. I got you, coach, again. I don't know what that says, bro. It's like a little house over there with an arrow pointing up. And if he got Shandong Chang Kong professional out of that, then he a real G. He a real G. You understand me? But like I say, I mean the phone line up. Man, I ain't coaching. It's 1:15, bro. Whatever. We riding. I'm having a good time. There you go, baby Shaq. Always got it, boy. That boy Studio want to download a Chinese app and they done spying on him. Yeah, it's called TikTok. TikTok got y'all loose right now. Y'all be filming through TikTok. They right there listening to your whole conversation at the house. Oh my God, y'all too funny, man. Blizzy, they crazy, boy. I'm telling you, they crazy. They crazy, boy. It's too much fun to be on here. That's why I love doing live shows. The pre-recorded stuff while I do and all of that's cool. But it's like, it is what it is and it's gone in that sense, right? You don't get a chance to interact. These right here. Wholesome. Coach, that man said Wong Dong Shin Chin Chin. Hey, Wholesome, you want to call in, man? You can call in. I'm about to call Wholesome, wake him up. I know he up because he just left a comment. Let me see. Q Liz, this ain't Quan. This Quan Lee. This the $100,000 KQ right here. They said it's the same person, man. You a Florida Gator fan. I don't know about that one, but I don't know if I could trust you, but I don't know. I only got one person with a blue wrench, boy. Only one. Only one. Anyway. Well, yeah, Wholesome. Phone line open. Y'all call in. That's hilarious. Larry Frank, what's up with you, baby? He said Black Soccer Analyst live on the Coach Hayes show. I'm telling you, it's too much fun on here, man. There's too much fun on here. And the funny thing is, I don't even know how to go check them scores to see who won, to see if that boy hit. He said it's a lock. So if it's a lock, I'm definitely going to get him back on here. Reggie. Reggie. Stop it. How dare you? She would never do that. She going to ask your permission first, then hit you with the wrench. See? Didn't I just tell you? Look at that. Hush up and take it. Get out of here with that. Somebody said Google. Alex, you right, but how do I Google something? I don't even know what the man said. I got to go back and replay this. And I don't even know if them the correct team names. He might have just been making them names up. He sounded like he was trying to read off the Chinese menu at PF Chang's or something, man. Oh, my God. 954 area code and on the phone right now. Hold on real quick. Hold on. I'm at the gym, but I got questions, coach. All right, whenever you get a chance, man, hit me up. But if I'm still on here, but hey, you can hit me up anyway, man. Call or talk to us, 954 area code. Give us your name, where you calling from.
How you doing, Coach Hayes? This is Christopher. I'm from Clewiston.
Christopher from Clewiston. Talk to me, man. What's up?
Hey, I'm not real good at talking on the phone and stuff, but what I was going to ask you, a football question. So why don't the Hurricanes try to get like a strength and conditioning coach from like the SEC or the Big Ten or something, and then maybe, work on a strength and conditioning program and try recruiting kids, from all around the country who just fit the mold. They fit, the height and the width and the weight mold, and try to build in the trenches and get back to playing power football. And do you think that with the condition of the offenses today, or the strength of the offenses today, that we ever going to see teams go back to playing power football, in the years to come?
So to answer
And that's my question.
Yeah, so to answer your first part of your question, Coach Fell did work in the SEC. He was not the head strength and conditioner, but he worked at Georgia as well as Alabama. So he kind of learned under that tree, but ended up getting a job with Cristobal at Oregon, and then he came on from there. So that kind of answers that part. And recruiting, right, is fluid, right? You see guys, your first initial, when you look at a recruit, you're looking at them on tape. You don't know who that guy is. Then you have to go through the recruiting process. You got to kind of vet that young man through his coaches, through his family, through people that know him. Well, does he fit your mold? You know, and sometimes you get it right, and sometimes you get it wrong. You typically get 25 scholarships in that sense. I know they're changing the rules here, but you're not going to get them all right. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know how many girls you've dated, but the first
a lot.
Exactly, because you ain't get it right the first time, right?
You didn't get it right.
Right? She started off, she was pretty, she looked good, she talked right, and then eventually she messy, huh? She leave her clothes everywhere, or she do this, or she, you know what I mean? She starts to do things that you don't necessarily like, and so it's the same concept. Right, you go through that vetting process called dating, and you go take on a date, and you go here, and you start to see, man, she eat with her fingers, and wait a minute, now she could be pretty, but she can't form a sentence or whatever the case may be. So things start breaking down, and it's the same exact thing in recruiting. Recruiting does the same exact thing. They look good, they pretty on tape, they do this right. The coach gonna tell you the good thing. You go ask her about her. Oh, my girl Tracy, she perfect for you. Because she gonna say that, right? Because that's her friend. So like the coach, he gonna say that until you start digging deeper and deeper and deeper. All right. And so that's kind of how that goes when it comes. Yeah, they want to get the best players, but Alabama goes through the same thing. But they probably get it right more than not. And that's how you build your depth. When you get it right more than not, you build your depth. Right. And that's what happens.
I think you're right when you say they shouldn't put too much stock in the star, but I think that they should get that mold of the body type and what they want from a personality standpoint, like you say. But the last thing before I get out of here and let you go, I think the Erickson Canes were the best Canes because they had the best offense, and we were the passing team. Miami and BYU in the 80s and 90s, we were passing the ball more than other teams, and we were the counterculture of those days. Bush Davis tried to turn us into a power football team, but he didn't have the soldiers to do it right away. And the Canes, they need an identity. We need an identity, and we need to like, get some positivity in that direction. But that's all I want to say.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that with identity. Right now we don't have an identity, and I totally agree with that. I think we are forced into an identity of a passing team right now because we just can't run the ball, but we are fighting against that force, right? Because we want to try to run the ball, but we can't. But just because you're forced to do something doesn't necessarily mean that's your identity. So yeah, I can agree with that piece of it. And then the other part is just opinion with the Dennis Erickson and so forth. So I can agree with all that. All right. I appreciate you, man. Chris from Clewiston, man. Thank you. It's your first time calling in?
Thanks, Coach.
It's your first time calling in?
Second time, Coach.
Second time. Yeah, I thought I remember your voice, man. But okay, buddy, man. I appreciate it, man. Hit that button. And I know you're going to be watching this Saturday, man.
I watch every game.
I love it.
I watch you after every game.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, buddy.
All right. Peace.
Yes, sir. Chris from Clewiston, man. Coach up here tripping. I said at 2-hour mark I'm getting off. But that doggone Studio One call with the Ching Chong Shao. I ain't messing with you, Studio. So I'll give you I got 17 minutes. I'm getting off here. It's 1:33. People starting to fall asleep. Their wife done kicked them out the bed because they hear my voice. You know what I mean? Sean said, Coach, you gonna stay up till the alarm go off? Not me. You know, about you, boy. But anyway, Thomas Carter says, Coach, you got me on YouTube at 120. Love it. Hey, it is what it is, man. I'm just on here because I don't even know why. I just came on to chill. But I love talking to y'all because I get to get on the couch too, man, and relax and sit back and listen to y'all. But to say I got the lock, coach. I'm like, what it is? It's Ching Shang Shao, professional, and Shao Chung Kong Shi. I'm like, who? Y'all got to go rewind that, man. That's hilarious. I might cut that out and put that on Twitter, man. All right, here we go. Terry says, Coach, would you rather 10 years of 10 wins or 9 struggling years of 1, or 9 struggling years and 1 national championship? I'd rather take 9 struggling years and 1 national championship. What's the difference in 10 years and winning nothing than 9 years and winning something? Would the suffering make the reward worth it? We've been suffering for 20 years, and guess what? How many people talking about the ACC championship game with Al Golden? Nobody. But we can always go back and reference the Natty. I can always go back and reference the Natty. Ohio State is doing it right now. We won one in 2014, Coach. Somebody just brought it up. Baby Shaq, Florida State. Look at Florida State. They won one and been bad since. They could pick on the crab legs. They could do all they want to talk about, but they got them one. So for me personally, bro, I'll take 9 years. I'll take 9 years and 1 natty, dog. That's me. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you call it from. 813 area code. That's Tennessee, isn't it?
That's Tampa. Medi, man.
I blew it. Medi, you still up, man? I forgot you. You in the military. Y'all boy don't ever sleep. Y'all sleep one eye open with your finger on the trigger. What's up, Medi?
Chilling, man. You already know, man.
Now I seen y'all boys on the other night, man. Hey, listen, I don't know if you heard or seen it, but you've been watching the show. But I just been up, man. I was like, man, let me jump on here, man, and see what's up, man.
Nah, yeah, I heard. Street was calling you out because he said that.
He did what?
Talking about Street called you out because he said when they started talking about that one running back that you did his commitment, the one that's going to Texas. He said once they said that he's been shaky or he's been looking at the school, they said you got up out of there real quick.
Oh, you talking when he said he's going to Texas?
Yeah, the one that
Cedric Baxter. Cedric Baxter.
Yeah, Cedric Baxter. They talking about he might go to Florida, and they said you was in the space, and then you said when they said that you got up out of there.
Oh, I didn't even hear him say that. Did they really? I didn't hear him say that. I thought it was over because they kept saying I probably got on the phone, but they kept saying, yeah, we finna get out of here, and then X started talking about, yeah, we're gonna be in the West 21 lot and all this. But no. Hey, shoot. Hey, we'll do another commitment video. Ain't no thing.
Yeah. But no, I think talking about this game, man, I just shot some stuff with Street today. But this game, I think this is an important point for the season and the buy-in that we're trying to establish. I think you said something very important last week in regards to Gaddis, who everybody seemed to hate, and discussing his ability to call plays in the booth, which is great from being able to see bird's eye view, seeing everything there, and then being down the sideline. Now I want to get your take on this, and I'll give you mine. Do you think that he regressed as a play caller when he was on the sideline in comparison to when he's in the booth during that Virginia game?
I know I can't say that, Medi, but what I definitely can say is he can't see everything from up there from down there as he can up there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so and that being said, I think it's just a different perspective. Again, this is back when I brought up that thing about bringing guys with you, when you get used to that continuity and that talking, and when somebody says something to you, right? Like, for example, you've been on with Footballville quite a few times, right? And you remember when you first started, sometimes y'all would talk over each other, right?
Yeah.
Because no, but I'm just showing you very simple. Y'all would kind of talk over each other because you just started. You didn't catch that feeling of when he was finishing his point, or did he just take a pause and breath to get to the next sentence, right? And me and V12 went through that. We known each other all our life, but we never did this. So it's the same concept. As the more you do it, you know that he's thinking of his next question versus he's done with his point. And so, and I say that to say that's non-communication. You can hear it, you can feel it, you can understand it through the conversation without even talking about it. And that's the same thing in coaching, that whoever he trusts, he can bring in and, hey, Josh, man, you got da 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 da, and he feels it and he gets it. Right now, I think he's kind of at a disadvantage. He's at a disadvantage for that feeling or conveying those subtle changes in the play to somebody on the sideline. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I understand. I personally feel like he regressed. I think that is a benefit in being able to be up there and see. But then I also understand too, I feel like the game plan going in there was to protect Jake, like have Jake just manage the game. While it feels like the offense took a step back. It was like, hey, we just gonna run this ball, get in position, really establish a run. I mean, it didn't get in the end zone, it crossed the goal line, but until that 2-point play. But I think you're starting to see buy-in just from the way guys are talking. Do I think Josh is here next year? I'm not sure. I think he deserves more than a year or 8 games to actually establish an identity. But I know the fan base is.
So here's my question. So I'm gonna ask you a question, Mehdi. We had 147 yards rushing, right? We haven't had that in a while. But our passing kind of went down, but I think that's fair because of who you have at quarterback at that time. I still think we probably would have looked a lot better with TVD being the starter. I think we win that game outright easily. He may not be the true answer maybe at this point, but I still think as of right now, Tyler Van Dyke is better than Jake just being in the driver's seat. Not necessarily, maybe not talent-wise, whatever, but just being in the driver's seat, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So I
give you.
Yeah, and again, right, that's what I said.
I'll give you this. He went. Jake went up. I want to say
15 for 29.
29.
15 for 29, 125.
For 120, 130?
125.
And a 2-point win. You know what Tyler Van Dyke's first starting game stats look like?
I heard that. The same, but pretty much identical.
15 for 29 for 206 and a 2-point loss to the same team. And here's a part that shout out to Tawan, man, for Kingsville. He actually pointed this out to me today when we were shooting. Jake might actually look significantly better this week because he said between Jake and TVD, they were struggling because UVA went to a lot of zone concepts that caused Jake to overthink, where he was trying to fit the ball. And you can see it on that pick in the end zone. Luckily, it didn't count towards his interception stats, but in the 2-point conversion, because he had Kobe Young running butt naked open in the end zone, but when he fit in that hole, I think it was the backside safety and a linebacker or something like that collapsed, and that's how he was able to jump the route. But they said against Florida State is arrogant, and they believe in playing man coverage. So you might see, if those receivers win their route, you might see him be a lot more successful.
Yeah, but they got some pass rushes, Mehdi. They got some pass rushes, though.
Yeah, I agree.
And so that's
our line will have to figure it out.
They got some pass rushes, bro, and the pass rushes ain't here to play. and we've had problems with protection. So, and I'm telling you, John Campbell gives up the inside. You know, I almost want to use a Coach 30 rule. John Campbell gives up the inside more than Peter's mama. I'm just saying, bro. Like, golly. Like, I don't know why he gets beat inside so easily. But he does. He gives it up quickly. I think because he's so scared of oversetting, he oversets on the outside because of the speed of these guys, man. But you know,
you think he's a better guard or a tackle?
I don't know, bro. I don't know why he's not. I don't know why he's just not better. I don't know why he's not better. Like, y'all can say what y'all want. These are Manny's guy, whatever. Manny was a defensive dude. So guess what? You know, everybody liked the O-line coach last year.
Yeah. Wasn't John Campbell, he was a pretty high-rated recruit coming out. He was a Florida Gator for a while, wasn't he?
I coached against him in high school when he was at Dr. Phillips. Yeah, a monster, man. But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Remember, I don't know if you heard earlier in the show where these guys get better and they get faster. And you can't just lean on the guy in high school and think, oh, I'm going to do this at the next league, at the next level. It don't work that way.
Yeah. Do you believe that guys have quote unquote sides on the offensive line? Like someone in the comments said that he's a better right guard than left. Like, do you think a guy is based off his hands or his techniques or one leg longer than the other that determines whether or not they're going to be successful on the O line? Because I know Mirabal is huge on cross training, right? I don't know if that's a detriment or helps them, because I know in the NFL they want guys to be moved around. So you think guys have sides that they work better on?
I mean, I think everybody has a dominant something, right? But that's just like saying a running back can't carry the ball in his right hand or his left hand. I mean, it's probably more comfortable in your right hand if you're a right-handed guy, but you got to be able to carry it in your left hand too, right? If you're getting the ball, like, you know how you make the pocket with the elbow up on this side and the elbow up on that side. I mean, yeah, you may be a little bit more confident, but I don't think it should alter your game that much where it's just like, oh my God, he can't play this side at all. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's that big of a deal, in my personal opinion. Maybe when you first start doing it, it feels a little awkward. But bro, is now if I'm asking a quarterback, hey, when we throw the ball to the left, I want you to use your left hand, and if we throw the ball to the right, I want you to use your right hand. Now that's something you ask. That's some difficult stuff. But but we're talking about switching from the left side to the right side. I mean, I don't believe it's that big of a deal. Now, when they talk about the blind side, it's not the left or the right, but who's your better guy, right? Usually they're over there because it's your better guy, not because it's the side. Because if you go to a team with a left-handed quarterback, they'll probably move that guy from that side to the left side, the blind side, to the right side. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's all I got. You coming down this weekend?
Oh, yeah, man. I told you I'm finna ride Renegade straight down the turnpike, baby. I ain't paying no tolls, man. Hey, we ain't stopping until we get there, baby. We ride Renegade. Let's get it. That horse gonna fall over.
You come to street event?
I tried to call Street. I didn't know he was having an event. I heard it on the show. I tried to call Street. He blocked me, dog.
Dang, that's cool, man.
I call his phone. Let's say the caller you're trying to reach has blocked your number.
Dang.
We ain't friends no more, bro.
Yeah, it's probably a misunderstanding, man.
No, ain't no misunderstanding. He not my friend no more, dog. I tried to talk to him to get it off my mind tonight. So I had to come to the people. I had to come to the team to talk to the team. I tried to come on the show when the dude tricked him out on the commitment. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna come.
Oh yeah, he got all of us tonight too with that.
Hit that boy with a pump fake, straight in the air like this, floating. Nah, I'm just.
Yeah, we was live on YouTube too, waiting for the video, and then we just see top 4. We like, what they say?
Nah, I'm just. Hey, that's why they got to commit with coach. We made that thing live. We gonna make it happen, man. But they don't, They don't see the bigger picture yet. We gotta build a program so that we can build it up for them. But Medi, like I say, I look at this, man. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you what they asked me real quick.
Okay.
10 years of 10-win seasons, or 9 years of mediocrity and one national championship? Out of 10 years, 9 years of mediocrity and one national championship. What'd you take?
Describe mediocrity.
What we going through now
like
for the past 20 years?
Is there a build up? Is there a build up? Like, is it like
what we
you had 9 years, but it's like you went from 5?
What we're going through for the past 10 years?
And then like next year we won a natty.
Okay, I'm gonna make this 2012 to 2022.
Mm-hmm.
In those 10 years, we've won 10 games, went big bowl games, so forth and so on. No national championship. Or from 2012 to 2022, I don't care where you pick it, somewhere in there, I say middle of it, years 5, 6, 7, 8, we win a national championship. In the first previous 5 years were 7-6, 8-4 records, and on the back end the same thing. Which one do you take?
The natty.
Take the natty, dog. The natty, dog.
It give me something to talk about because it's 20 years getting old.
Bro, but can I say this? Imagine being 20 years of this. Imagine doing 20 years of 10-win seasons. I was saying that was Georgia under Mark Richt. Hate to say it.
You got a couple of SEC championships under them, and that's when they kind of realized, hey, you're not moving anywhere with this. And then they ended up the right decision. Crazy. So
yeah. But see, Rocky Top Kane said we get wins over Florida State. I hear you. But that natty being what? You a national champion, dog. So I'll just pose the question they posed to me right before you called. I thought, like I said,
I heard it.
I said the same thing. I mean, give me that natty. Okay, like I said, LSU can talk about it. Ohio State can talk about it. Hold on, Florida State can talk about it. Right?
You were talking about that earlier. Let me ask you that. What's your favorite game in this rivalry?
You missed it then. That was the first question they asked me when we got on the night.
Okay.
And I told them, I said, I really don't have one. I told them I've only been to 3 tailgates in my life. I'm usually coaching. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling them the reason I don't really have one because I saw the Hurricanes playing, but I didn't watch them. Because usually on Saturdays I'm breaking down film of my opponent. So I remember I got out of college and I didn't watch them. I saw them play, and it's not like YouTube. You go back and watch the game or look at it. You had to catch it on the ESPN Classics or something like that back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of what it was. I remember when Roscoe got hit by Boosie my homeboy, out there in the little rain. But I don't remember, people were talking about it. But the funny thing I brought up in that earlier piece was every game, the majority of every game people brought up was games from 20 years ago. The 0-1, the Sean Taylor, I guess he had the big interception. I heard Rich talking about it. Or I mean, we talking 20 years ago, dog, bro.
Yeah, I told him that 08 game. That was my first year in the military. What was that? I mean, I was up in Tampa, but just watching Ja'Cory Harris go in there and stopping him on the but he dropped the pass in the end zone. I lost my damn mind. Went through and I watched like 7 years straight.
There you go.
It was rough. Yeah. So when the incomparable Malik Rozier goes in there and beat Florida State on the road on that pass to Daryl Langham. Yeah, that was
but you can't
pretty memorable.
Yeah, the 52-10. I mean, that was huge right there. And what they said, Miami was ranked number 12 at that time, and that was last year or year before last.
2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
So let me ask you this: looking right now, so I said 10 years. In 10 years, The rivalry is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now, in 10 years, the rivalry is 5-4 from 2013. I'm sorry, 2021 to. I'm sorry. Wait a minute, I did that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 6. I'm sorry. So 6-4, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're up 6-4 in the last 10 years. But imagine in those 10 years, even though we only beat them 4 times, one of them was a national championship. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take that.
It's I may be biased. I really feel like it's the best rival. It is the best rival in college football. You know, Mario said it. Like Natty's went through Coral Gables or Leon County.
Definitely. Oh man, it was.
And when we
great.
go and look at, we look at Michigan State and Ohio State, or Michigan and Ohio State. We look at Penn State and Ohio State. We look at Alabama, Auburn. You can't say that for a large chunk of time, for the better part of 20, 30 years, that national championships were determined by them two people playing a game. Now with the SEC dominance and, I'm not this on the space too. Now with the SEC dominance and ratings and media and the committee, the football playoff committee, now you see it more with the SEC matchups, 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3. But prior to that, man, sometimes 1 versus 2 was determined down in the Orange Bowl or up in Tallahassee. So I think the implications has always been huge, and that's why we can both be down essentially and get a primetime slot. So
because of the rivalry itself, right? I mean, think about it. We can't get game. We on Bally's, and then we all of a sudden we get a primetime spot because of the potential of what the game could be. So no, you're 100% right, man. But let me ask you this question that Smiley just asked. Smiley, you still hanging in there with us, huh? She says, what do you think about Don Chaney playing in the last 2 games of the season? As a coach, would you play him? I personally, if he's 100%, I don't have any injury. Like if I feel confident, I get a straight, clean bill of health from the medical staff, I would play him. Because if it's only 2 games, he still got you still can apply for a medical red shirt if you got it. I don't know how that works out for him, but I think he still got 2 years left, don't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would do it. I definitely would do it. How you feel about that, Matty?
I'll give you what Mario said and how I perceive his take, and I'll give you my take.
Okay.
Because I've been very vocal about this lately because a lot of people have been asking me. Mario, on the press conference he did today, the Zoom press conference, was very clear that he said he would give him another 3 weeks. He said he's looking good in practice. He said he's going to run. So the thought process that he's going to allow him to play because, hey, he helps that room out, and they desperately need the help. For me, I've been of the belief that Don Chaney won't play here again. And the reason why I say that is because, and I've already spoken about this, and people, what the hell are you talking about, Medi? You crazy? I spoke about this ad nauseum. Just the potential future recruits. I'm a huge believer that we get Mark Fletcher, right? So now you have that room with healthy Henry Parrish, you find some more to knock on. Trevante Citizen in year 2, hopefully back from rehab. Mark Fletcher. We don't know what Jalen's going to do, whether he's going to transfer or not. But that room is getting crowded. And these snaps and where this program is heading in direction, Don Chaney, if he don't show something in the next 2 games, he might be the odd man out. I'm not saying they're going to tell him to transfer, but he's got to find his place in a very crowded room starting next season. Not to mention, we know Mario's going to hit the transfer portal hard. So we don't know what other type of top caliber SEC back, Big Ten back they might, get to come down here with an NIL or something like that. So nothing is given. They are clearly in a position where they're saying, hey, you got to earn everything here. Like, we're not giving anything to you. So if Don Chaney don't show something astronomical, because he's not going to start over Henry. He about to come in and legitimately be a game changer. And then on top of that, avoid any further injuries or complications because that's been his biggest thing. So if you ask Mario, from my interpretation, I'm gonna play. If you ask Medi, if it was, hey, Coach Medi, what would you say? I don't think he plays here again. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Don't burn me up too much in the comments.
It's funny though, man. Big shout out to Muhammad for the 199 super sticker, man. Appreciate you, buddy. Y'all hanging in with us late, man. But so here's what's funny. It's just how this game, like, this is why I love football, because there's nothing written in stone. We come into a season. Listen to this. We come into a season where the running back room was the strength of our offense, and now it potentially could be lost to the transfer portal. We could lose Chaney, like you said, Rooster, and Thad Franklin.
Yep.
Well, we coming in with a Rooster, Henry Parrish, Thad Franklin, and a Don Chaney. Yep. And we could lose 3 to 4 dudes to the transfer portal.
If Manny was still here, I would be utterly concerned. But I just think Mario is so good at what he does. I'm not saying he's gonna replace him with better talent because I don't know. I don't even know what's gonna happen this year. I'm just saying. I think those rooms are in good hands between Kevin Smith and Mario Cristobal to get the caliber of guys we need here.
What did Chaney hurt?
And Alonzo Highsmith.
Yeah,
what did he hurt?
Yeah, because Restrepo broke a foot in his back. What did this dude hurt?
His hip. Yeah, the hip injury, but I'm hearing that the hip injury in the spring, but I'm hearing the second setback was a knee injury. I don't know what part of the knee.
Yeah, cats like, and I hate to say this, man, and I know it's gonna sound cold, but it's what it is. When you have guys that have those kind of injuries, they are technically injury prone. They won't ever succumb. Like, they can never get past it. I don't know why that is. Some guys, I even look at a cat like Tua. Tua gets hurt on the most innocent looking tackles, but he get banged up. No, 2 of them messed up both ankles, a hip, a finger. Like, he always get hurt, but he go get banged up. He get right up. A dude just tackle him and lay him on the ground. He done twist his whole ankle. So usually, like I said, when guys have those kind of injuries, Lord, please forgive me, Jesus, but I don't know. Gotta let them go. It's business. You gotta let them go. You gotta just push him on, put him on to somebody else's problem, and wish you the best, man, or whatever. But like you say, it's a hip, it's a knee, and it's never like in game situations. Seems like it's about practice.
Yeah, that boy Hayes cutthroat at night, ain't he?
That's just what it is, dog. Like, this is the business. Like when we talked about that, and you can get these people the information for how to become members or whatever. But I was telling them that we were talking in the Discord about these things, like not details, but just saying, you have different kinds of conversations there, which is very good, productive conversations. But I'm telling you, bro, that's the business. Like, I don't know why Rooster is in the slump he's in. Maybe it's injury. I think he's a groove guy, meaning he's got to get into a groove to get going.
Absolutely.
But I also think maybe his personality gets in his way too.
What'd you say?
I said I think his personality gets in his way as well.
Yeah, I can agree. I think for him, I think he's one of those people who, if you were the starting running back, right? You come in the last season, you spend the first 4 games, so you already lose all that form, all that opportunity. The starter, the presumed starter in Cam goes down. They tell you the guy. You're already undersized as a running back, as a Power 5 D1 level running back. And then but despite all that, you still go on and have a phenomenal season. Almost really pushing 1,000 yards, has some memorable plays. Then coming the next year, whole staff get changed. The guy who's your running mate get hurt again. not to mention, you was the guy when everybody else was in that room was pretty much stuck.
Yeah.
You end up becoming the guy, and then the guy who was number 3 behind y'all come in and take your spot. I was saying it from the off season. I said, Harry Perry should not come here to be the backup. Like that man just ran hard in the SEC. This should be a cakewalk. And he coming with his coach, like his big homie that put him on the Ole Miss. Like I said, that man ain't coming here to sit on nobody's bench.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, what happened? He came in there and took the room. And he was essentially the part of the game that won it for us last week. You know what I'm saying? People got to understand that this game is ever flowing, ever changing, and nothing is given to anyone. You got to earn everything. Yeah. And yeah, for him, I think he's understanding for the first time, probably in his life, because he's been talented since he was a kid when he had the little mohawk and all that stuff. He gotta be the guy in the room that gotta say, hey, you're not taking my spot. And that might be a little bit for him. Same thing with Don. I think a lot of this stuff is mental for all these guys. I've been saying that there's a mentality that was left around this program that a lot of people are not talking about that has been detrimental. And you are only now, you hear it in the press conference. I was talking to Space about Leonard Taylor to Drew. Mm-hmm. This man was sitting there talking about, Streeter said it. He said, when I saw him in practice, he said he was unfocused. He wasn't getting first team starter reps. They had Lichtenstein and Jackson wasn't even on campus yet. But Lichtenstein and Messidor was taking all the first team snaps and Leonard Taylor was getting the twos and the fans were baffled like, what? You mean Leonard Taylor getting second team reps? Like, then we see the spring game. That's exactly what happened. Leonard Taylor wasn't out there getting them reps like he's used to getting. Then he comes out in the press conference week, said, yep, I was eating like shit. I had to put on 10 pounds of muscle so I could take on these double teams. My mom and Coach Cristobal sat down with me at a press conference or a conference and talked about what I got to do to buy in, to lock in, to get where I won the program. All that happens, and then he ended up being ACC Defensive Player of the Week, and he looks absolutely dominant against UVA. That game is a mark for the people who got to understand that when you get a new crew in the room, you can fight and resist all you want. You either gonna adapt to the changes or you gonna go. That's the two options. It really, you can't stand in the middle and decide, well, maybe I wanna, because you're gonna get left. And so the people who are buying in, you're starting to see them make that change and that conversion. The people who not, you see them hearing about, oh yeah, up to 5 players gotta sit down with Mario this weekend and have a conversation about whether or not what their future look like with the program. Guys who are buying in don't got to worry about that because they're doing the things they need to. So,
yeah, I mean, to your point, right? And to your point, Mehdi, like, here's the one thing I want to make sure we don't understand. I love the fact what Leonard Taylor did, but it was UVA. They weren't good at all, and I want to be clear about this. See, this is where consistency comes in, right? We can't beat up the third graders talking about we the best. They were bad. Think about this. The thing about what I'm saying, and I'm not taking any credit from what he's doing. What I'm saying, he has now pushed the bar up. It can never go back down. So once you showed you have this potential, I need to see this every week. See, just like I told one of my players, y'all have heard me say this before. Linebacker I had was like, Coach, why I don't have any D1 offers? He had a D1 body, I think about 6'1.5", 6'2", 208, 215 pounds in high school, but he didn't have any D1 offers. And I told him, you got to do D1 ish. Well, what do you mean, Coach? I said, you're not doing Division I stuff, bro. But because he was one of the best linebackers we had on the team, he's looking at the picture backwards. He's thinking he a big dog, bro. It's 20 high schools right here in Orlando, and you won't even be in the top 10 of linebackers.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, when you start doing D1-ish, you start getting D1 offer. I said, who was your best game against? He said, East River. East River ain't won a game in 4 years. So you want credit. So you want to go to a Power 5 program where your best game was against the worst team in the county. Think about what you just said. I want a Power 5 offer for having the best game against the worst team in the county. But when you play the best team in the county, you don't show up. And so I say that to say, once Leonard Taylor showed us he can do it, I'm looking at him technique-wise. He's snatching. He still got some things he got to work on.
Yeah.
Right? It's same thing with Harrison Hunt. I only seen Harrison Hunt against Bethune-Cookman and now UVA.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you think his leverage got better this year? He used to come in too high.
Who, Leonard Taylor?
You can maintain leverage. Yeah.
No, he's still high. He still play high.
Yeah.
He still plays high. He just was so much powerful. Like that, when he hit the 99, he just was stronger than the guy in front of him. His leverage, he still plays, I think he's going down a little bit, but he plays high. He doesn't play, like when he comes off, you don't see that 30-degree angle in his back. Like you always hear Cristobal talking about they come off with flat backs. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, now LT, the 5-star top defensive tackle in the country. Because here's my question. JTT, isn't that the dude up there in Ohio State?
Which one?
Number 44, the one that's last dude to sign his scholarship?
I'll be honest, I don't watch Ohio State. You have to break that down for me.
Okay, so Ohio State had the number 1 defensive tackle in the country out of the state of Washington. Let me see, hold on, I don't make sure I pull it up correctly. I don't want to say the wrong thing. People make okay. So again, Ohio State, right, plays Penn State that year, right? That's a rivalry game. That's an in-conference game.
Yeah.
And your boy JTT had 3 tackles, 3 assistant tackles, 2 solo tackles, and 2 interceptions as a defensive lineman in that game. I'm just saying, like, that he was the number 1 defensive lineman coming out. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's 6'4", 269. Those are the kind of performances we need to have out of this young man against better talent. Not against UVA. I mean, yes, UVA, but UVA is supposed to be like they used to call them stat games. Huh? I'm supposed to have 3 sacks, dog.
Yeah.
Now I think he needs more playing. I think he needs more playing time. But
very interesting. That's the guy you watching this weekend. Then we'll see how you pop off the tape.
Pop off the tape. Now the dude had 3 tackles, 3 assisted tackles. So he had 3 solo tackles. I'm sorry, I said that incorrect. I apologize. He had 3 solo tackles, 3 assisted tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions.
That's insane.
And a touchdown, I believe. I think he scored a touchdown out of that.
Oh, yeah, the pick 6?
I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Let me know if JTT had a pick 6 too. I think he did, or he was close to it, or something like that. He ran it back. I'm not sure.
That's wild.
Like, yeah, he had a pick 6. Yep.
That is elite.
Oh, and he grabbed a fumble. Hold up, man. This dude was nuts. So hold on. Wait. I was trying to pull off the box score. Had already produced an incredible performance. Easy, with 2 minutes and seconds left. Penn State leading Ohio State leading Penn State 37-24. Pushed offensive lineman to the turf, leaped and caught the pass, and strode into the end zone. Yeah.
That's insane. That's the type of stuff that you like. Like this dude is an alien. This guy ain't from here.
Yeah.
You from some damn galaxy Nebula 6 and just popped up here like Superman when he was a kid, because ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Now, am I asking him to have that kind of performance every week? Of course not. No, of course. Nobody's asking for that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying where he is now, his presence alone affects the pass protection. You know what I'm saying? His presence alone, you better find out what 44 is. If you don't know what 44 is, you're going to have a long night.
That is absolutely elite.
Mm-hmm.
44.
Bro, he didn't sign his scholarship till June, I think.
You remember what the holdup was?
Yeah, he was. So he took his recruiting into his hands. So, and that's why I always tell these top players, if the recruiting is in your hand, if you can be in charge of your recruiting, meaning you get to pick the school you want to go to, and the school doesn't have to pick you, I wouldn't commit to a school. Like, I'm not gonna say this out loud. I'll pick another player. If I was, say Richard, what's his name? Mark Fletcher, for example. I use this for a great example. I won't use the other guy we just got because I want him to stay where he is. But if I'm Mark Fletcher, why am I committing now? I'm not going to say anything until signing day. But JTT took it beyond signing day, because remember, signing day does not mean you have to sign on that day. It means it's the first day in which you can sign your scholarship. You can sign your scholarship the day after that. You have all the way up to June. He stayed all the way till June, and what he did, this was brilliant. He's got some good people on his side. He put the school on the hook. All 5 schools, I think he put them on the hook for their scholarship, right? So there's a financial aid form that they have to sign and send to him. Once they sign it and say he's on there, now those schools are obligated to him. He's not obligated to the school. Okay?
Yeah.
So I just want to kind of clear that up for the chat. But if JTT signed his letter of intent, he is now obligated to whatever university. But he had it in reverse that I got those 5 schools to send me the financial aid paperwork. Now I get to pick which one I want, but they are obligated to him, meaning he's a part of their roster until he makes his final decision. So he's holding up 5 spots out there right now. Bro, that's big time, bro.
It is. I'm trying to figure out how Joe Salazar and Mario Cristobal let this man get out of the West Coast.
Who is this?
Maybe it was the transition. Yeah, because, he committed July 4th, 2021.
Yeah, and he's a what? This is his second year? He's not a true freshman, is he?
He was class of 21.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's a class of 21. Right.
Yeah.
So he's his second year. They're the same year. Him and Taylor the same year.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how they let him get out the West Coast. It's a game changer.
Oh.
He enrolled
in June, in June or whatever. Well, he didn't sign until June.
Yeah, he enrolled in July. He visited Oregon June 20th, 2021. He committed to Ohio State in July, the 4th of July in 2021, and enrolled 8 days later. Yeah, this the one that this one of them ones right here.
So here's the funny thing.
This one of them ones.
So here's the funny thing. I'm looking at it right now. You don't even hear about Corey Foreman anymore at USC, but Corey Foreman was the big dog, right? So he was the number 1 ranked D tackle in the country that year. JTT was the number 2 ranked. Jack Sawyer was the number 3 ranked, and Leonard Taylor was the number 4 ranked. So that's my thing. So and guess what? Ohio State got 2 of the 4. Jack Sawyer and JTT both went to Ohio State. Miami got the 4th ranked defensive tackle in the country. And Southern California got the number 1 rank in Corey Foreman.
Are they on the field?
Jack Sawyer's
the other two. I mean,
I think Jack Sawyer's playing now. I think this year. And I don't know about Corey Foreman because it's West Coast ball, so I don't see a lot or hear a lot of it. I have to check and see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, bro. This dude just
Are you still doing the evaluation videos?
Yeah, man.
Or is that more for the off season?
Well, no, I do them, but they slowed down on their recruiting, like during the season.
Yeah.
So what happened is, man, it's so hard to do, man. Like I said, you still working, trying to edit that stuff. It's tough, man. I hate to say it. And then with the algorithm, if you put out one a week or one here, it doesn't help you out, man. So I got a list right now of about 8 guys who just committed here in the last week. So yeah, I'm gonna put those back out. It's just the editing part is so terrible. It's god awful, bro. Editing sucks.
No, I get you. What's your
and people don't realize this, bro. I'm gonna tell you this, Maddie. People don't realize, like, we do it and you have fun doing it, and it take about 3 hours to do one video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what, Maddie? You only make about $12 on that video. Like, people don't realize that.
Yeah.
It's like
there's a process for sure.
Oh yeah, it is, man.
So without giving away too much, because I don't think I've heard your take on him. If you made a video, you ain't gotta say nothing too much about it. But what's your quick thoughts on Kamani and Caleb Spencer?
So I did Kamani's video already. I did that one. That's already out. I think Kamani, man.
Post commitment or before?
No, his WRE video. I did a WRE video. It hadn't changed.
Okay.
It was when he was at Lake Gibson. It wasn't the Lakeland video, Lakeland footage. But it just came out maybe not long ago, but it's out there. I think he's been coached extremely well. He understands route concepts. He understands how to play. I'm sorry to cut you. Yeah, somebody says Corey Foreman hasn't done much. He played 6 games this year. And you were the number 1 player, defensive lineman. Probably not the number 1 player that year. He was up there, like, within the top 5 players in the. I just pulled up D-line, but we're on top 5 players. But anyway, back to Kamani. He's long, he's rangy, he can play. He, like I say, confidence flies off his uniform, bro. Like, you can see it.
Yeah.
He knows how to insulate routes. Now, the Caleb Spencer, I have not seen his video. I heard about him, but I have not seen his video because I want to break it down. And like I said, I don't look at the videos before I do them because I want to give an honest opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why I build a list of these guys up. When I'm gonna start making those videos after we get past Florida State this weekend. I'm gonna start doing that, man.
I would say with the utmost time, Caleb Spencer is one of them guys that you can tell without giving away too much. From my quick review of him, he's one of those guys. He's not very highly rated, but Brett Venables knew what he was doing when he got that dude. That's the type of guy that, like, you've seen in the past play linebacker for Kevin Steele at the Auburns, and you go, this guy's a freak. He's one of them, not a Justin Simmons type per se, but one of them rangy. It's what that linebacker room is missing. One of those tweeners that you can kind of send back in coverage or put in the box that modern college football defenses have, that Steele has a field day with, that we just lacking at the University of Miami.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, Maddie, and I want to be careful because we have run down many roads like this about prospects. They done this, and I haven't watched the tape, so I'm just talking here.
Yeah,
we did that about Corey Flagg. We've done that about a lot of these players. Sam Brooks. We said this. I'm just saying, like, we put a lot of stock into these guys early, and we say they're the missing piece. And when I'm speaking in generalities here, because somebody's going to listen to this, and they're going to, because one thing I realized, our voices are powerful because you're not just a fan, you're part of Footballville, and you speak, and you give commentary on there.
Yeah.
And what happens is somebody's going to take, a lot of people watch these shows to be informed, to have conversations at the barbershop, at school, with their friends or whatever. And they'll take these conversations and regurgitate exactly what you said. And they'll flip that same thing when that kid doesn't work out and say what? He's trash. He's this. I agree. They've done it 100 times. And so I want to look at his tape. And I want to see. That's why recruiting is so crazy. Like, that's also why I say it doesn't work out. When I do at the end of the year, when I do the 25 recruits, I always do a show where I talk about, I kind of rank all 5 of recruits and what they do well, the 5 attributes. Nobody on there says one of those 25 is not going to work out. Oh my God, this class, the best class ever. This guy here, they already talking ish about Malik Curtis. Oh, Jaden Harris can't run. Well, he one of the fastest canes out there.
Yeah.
I listen, you can go back in my show and look at it. I put a Malik Curtis tape. Oh my God, Chris Graves. Oh, Chris Graves. Yeah. And then as soon as he go out there and get scorched, he's terrible. He should transfer.
No, I hear you. That's why I try to preface before I try to say, now I say without saying too much, I'm just saying these are the body type is, maybe I should have said that better. The body type and the build of that person, Caleb, is what modern college NFL do. Now, the mindset, the ability, we talk about all the time with Avery Huff. We always trying to figure out why Avery Huff can't get on the field. Because he got that body type, he got that, but he got Ryan Ragoni getting snaps before him. That's a huge deal.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
You're absolutely right.
So I'm going to tell you this.
You're absolutely right.
I'll pull up his huddle page, not huddle, but 247 profile right now. So he's 6'2.5", 210. That's based on what they have up here. He goes to Life Christian Academy. That bothers me a little bit.
Well, you think that's one of those
yes, I mean, come on, bro.
Shopping plaza schools?
No, it's not big competition. So sometimes you see, I take that in consideration when I'm looking at kids. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker, but I'm looking at. I want to see what you because there's good football in Virginia now. Virginia got good football. Yeah. Let's see what Colonial Heights is. That could be a suburb of an actual area. So let's see what Colonial Heights is in Virginia. So Colonial Heights is in. Okay, it's often outside of Richmond. So it's okay. So there you go. So Richmond ain't bad, but you go to Life Christian Academy. So to me, that raises a little flag for me. I can understand you being a 3-star. You're in a smaller market. Probably can't get to the camps and so forth. I get it. So stars don't bother me too much. All right, let's look at his commit. Let's look at his offer list. He has a total of let's see the entire list. He got 26 offers. View complete list. Okay. Got some decent. You got decent offers up here. I mean, you got legitimate stuff. You know, the Michigan State, the LSU, the Louisville, Kentucky's, Duke's, Campbell University. So it's a good mixture of I'm gonna just say mid-tier group of Power 5 and higher tier group of 5s. Does that make sense? So that tells me something, right? He's got mid-tier Power 5s and upper tier group of 5s. So he could go either way based on these offers as I look at them. Because right now he has the size 6'2", basically 6'3", 210. So why are those major Power 5s missing? This is without me looking at his film. I'm just looking at, you know how you kind of read data? It's kind of telling me something. He has Miami.
What you were saying is an absolutely important point because I've been talking to our fans about it for months now that you got to start looking at I think there's a hyper verification process that just makes a bunch of guys 4 stars, depending on where they play and how the class shakes out. And I think that has created this disparity that happens amongst the 4-star rank that people don't talk about. And so what you're doing is important because you're breaking down. Like if you're a 4-star, like you say you are, why does your 4-star offers look like this compared to another 4-star who look like this with equal or same rankings? And I know they get into the intricacies of, oh, he's a 91.3 versus he's a 94 point. I get that, but that stuff matters, and I like that you're breaking that down.
Yeah,
you haven't looked at this film yet, so
yeah, and I haven't even looked at the film, so I'm just looking at, and this is what I do with a lot of these guys because now it helps me paint a picture. Is he better than what I'm seeing here when I watch the film, or is he right where he's supposed to be, or maybe even lower? You know what I mean? So when I look at it, I do the same thing. I pull a name up, look at the height. Okay, he checks that box. The weight checks that box. I look at the school. When I hear some of these academies and stuff, I don't know all these academies. I don't. Life Christian may be like a St. Thomas Aquinas, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if it was, he would be what?
You would have heard from other people.
Not even that. He would be higher ranked. See what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and again, this is not exact math, y'all. So Twitter fingers, y'all stop it. Y'all stop it. Okay. Here we go. So anyway, so I look at, here's his offer list. Miami, in which he committed to, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Oklahoma, I don't know when they offered him, but mid-tier, right? Power 5. Arkansas, mid-tier, Power 5. Boston College, lower tier, Power 5. Campbell University, Charlotte, Duke, Eastern Carolina, Indiana, Kentucky. And remember, these offers were put out prior to this season. So think about that, y'all. All right. Liberty University, Louisville, LSU, right? LSU ain't the same LSU it was when the offer went out. Marshall, Maryland, Michigan State, Old Dominion University, Penn State, Pittsburgh, San Diego State, South Carolina, Temple, Tennessee, 7-6 Tennessee, Virginia Tech, West Virginia. And I get those because those are hometown schools, right? I mean, home state guys. But that's what I'm saying. So you look at that list, it tells me, okay, he's a 3-star, low 4-star kind of guy. And then I go put on his tape and I'll let y'all know when I do it.
Yeah. Hey, man. So, if y'all in here watching, man, you can't see I'm 120 in here. Y'all make sure when these videos come out, y'all go up and like, because you see the process and that work is important that Hayes is putting out, man. So y'all make sure y'all support, man. If you're in now, you hit the like button.
Reggie, hold up, man. Hold up, Reggie. I ain't see it because the screen was off. I was looking at this screen. Reggie, I wouldn't do this.
100 piece.
I wouldn't do it if I love you. So I got to go ahead and just slap your face out of love. But then I'm also praise you, dog. I appreciate you. That's huge right there, Reggie. Reggie, man, wow, that's big time, man. Thank you so much for that, man. That means a lot. So it's going to show love at 2 a.m. This is how you represent that UGA. Laugh out loud, go dogs. I hear you, baby. I hear you, baby. Let me see if anybody gave cash out. No, okay. I don't want to make sure because I want to start giving love. But Reggie, man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I didn't see it when it first came because I had the other screen up. But man, that's huge right there. I gotta let that ride for a minute, but that ain't gonna stop me from whooping your behind. All right. On that fantasy. Hey, Matty, you got to get in that fantasy with us, dog. It changed your life, man. I said no problem.
I'm in a pro football fantasy, but that college is different, man. I ain't never even think about it. I didn't know that was even a thing. I heard you say it on your channel.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. God, dog, Reggie. I appreciate that, brother. As my grandfather used to say,
everybody.
And my grandfather said, get out the bed. Ain't no telling, something may fall on you. And guess what? I could have been in the bed asleep, but $100 fell on my head. I love it, Reggie. Thank you so much, man. That's awesome, bro.
Another blessing. And shout out to everybody here, man. Shout out to everybody for supporting.
Yeah,
shout out to you for your platform. We'll get up off of here, man.
I'm about to get up off here too. I'm about to get out of here myself. I gotta get on this road, man. Take care of some things. But yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, appreciate the conversation. It was good, man.
Hey, dog, like I'll tell you this, Matty, you're more than welcome anytime to come on the shows, man. Are you gonna be for the game? Down for the game?
I'm here already. I've been here since Duke.
All right, so you hanging out?
I go to Tampa.
So you hanging out at the tailgate?
I'm going to the event, but I told Street, I was like, hey, I'm gonna see what happens with these tickets. And so the ticket thing didn't work out the way I wanted to. So
what you mean? You need a ticket?
You got one.
We may
as long as I ain't sitting on the roof.
You said, well, as long as we ain't sitting on the roof.
Yeah, man.
Hey, dog. You can't get in the. You say you can't be on the club if you're in the tub, dog. Sometimes you got to sit on the rim. All right, but we'll talk, man. You get my number. Get my number from Street or whatever, or just DM me. We'll call you right after. But no, we'll just see. I'll see what we can do, man. Try to make. They say it's sold out, but we'll definitely find out in this deal. But Measy, man, there's 757, man. I've seen 3 Life Christian games this year and never heard of him until he committed to us. The Boston College commit is their dog. So there you go. And I know he's in the 757. He said, I've seen 3 Life Christian games this year and never heard of him until he committed to us. So it is, man. I'm not knocking anything. I just don't. That's how I look at it, quote unquote, reading the data, right? And I read it to say, okay, where is he lying this? So when I look at the film, I'm looking for what I see through the offers, through the height and weight and size, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the point I was just making was that he's a caliber player that you want playing that striker role. Right height, right size. I don't know how. I ain't seen no measurables. I don't know if he's running a 4.3 or 4.9. But when he plays safety, they trying to transition to a linebacker. I think he was okay with that, like in that star role. So I think Kevin still knows what he's doing. He's been in the past. He's been successful with putting those type of guys in his defenses and having them. And it's because that we kind of lack that caliber of athlete in the linebacker room. So I'm excited to see what happens with him. But yeah, I'll let you cook and do your breakdown before I start jumping.
Man, I'm done with it, man. You can hang with me if you want, because I'm about to get up off here. I ain't even packed my stuff. I got to pack up, man. But again, man, much love again to Reggie, man, for hanging out with us. Much love to everybody in here. Like I said, bro, it is literally 2:25 in the morning, and I'm still seeing some of the same faces that we see in the chat. Normally that we see in the chat, some new faces I see around here. But like I said, the producer hanging with us, man. Big shout out to Ellen. Man, thank you so much. She always, I got another, wait a minute. Hold on, Ellen. Let me take that down. So anyway, I don't know what you put up there. Hey,
shout out to Ellen.
Hey, Reggie wasn't lying about you, Ellen, when he said you be using your wrench the wrong way. I heard that, Ellen. I saw that. But anyway, I just thank you guys so much. Like I say, for all, if there's any Norland grad, look at J Love T just getting it. This live for real. Yeah, it's for real. J Love T should have called in. You can't tell me the kids now. They should be asleep. If them kids ain't sleep at 2:30 in the morning, J Love T, I need to go ahead and give you one of these right about. Get up out of here, man, to put them boys to sleep. All right. So anyway, with that being said, man, guys, I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. I was just playing around. We here, and we ended up being here 3 hours and 48 minutes. Look at that. I could have drove from my house to Miami in this amount of time. And that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So we out of here. I appreciate you, man. Peace, love, and hair grease. And we out. Peace.